This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
Mason clothes.
Yes.
We've all got them.
Very good.
Some are better than others.
That was... Can you be more vague? The universe, your thoughts?
Not bad.
Not bad, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Some good stuff.
Yep.
A lot of nothing.
Yep.
Some bad stuff.
Some great clothes
Yes, that's
in
right.
the universe. Those one-piece jumpsuits that they wear on Star Trek.
So
but also
good.
Mack Weldon.
Also Mack Weldon. Mack Weldon is a clothing company that believes in smart design, premium fabrics, and simple shopping. Website's very easy to use, you know that.
Incredibly.
Use it on your phone. Use it on an iPad. Use it on a television, probably. Smart television.
Use
I've
it on
never
an Apple
done it.
IIe.
Yeah,
green
exactly.
screen.
That's right.
You can only buy green shirts.
All their products are also naturally antimicrobial.
Oh, I know it.
What does that mean
I
to you?
I climbed the bloody 1,000 steps today.
It's not 1,000 Celeste, but go on.
No, it's more. Because you have to walk there to get to the... So it's more. All right? Anyway, or a Mack Weldon shirt, antimicrobial, still smells great.
Fantastic.
I'm going to wear it to church.
Very good.
I'm not. I don't get it.
But if you did,
I could.
you absolutely could get
Yeah.
away with it. Mm-hmm. Also, they're so comfortable that if you don't like your first pair, they'll refund it to you. You get to keep it.
Keep it.
It's no problem there. And they do underwear, socks, shirts that look good. They perform well. It's good for working out, going to work, going on dates, just everyday life.
Climbing precisely 1,000 steps or more.
Correct. Or less.
Nah.
Less.
Oof.
If you go to MackWeldon.com, you can get 20% off using the promo code PLANET.
Nice.
That's MackWeldon.com, promo code PLANET. But they are good, like for real. I have a bunch of them. I use them.
What if there was a twist at the end there? For real, nah.
No good.
No, for real, they are good though.
They're great. They're really great. I'm with this show. I was going to say shizzo. No one says that anymore.
That'd be real bad.
I mean, it wasn't even good when people did do it.
No, that's
Yeah.
true.
All right. I'll probably edit that out.
Now leave it in.
Red hot comic book movie news, shooting up your butthole. The Weekly Planet, the Weekly Planet.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Weekly Planet, official podcast of comicbookmovie.com, where we talk movies, comics, TV shows. My name is James, also known as Mr. Sunday. With me, as always, my co-host, Nick Mason.
I just climbed 1,000 steps. My legs are bloody
get
knackered.
over it.
No,
It's not 1,000
it's
steps.
in continuity now. That wasn't some sort of weird alternate continuity in the ad. It's a real continuity.
I don't think it's 1,000 steps. I'm just trying to find the actual
The
number.
Wikipedia page for the 1,000 steps.
God, I can't. I'll find it later. I don't have time. I got to do a show, Mason.
And also, it depends on how wide your gate is.
but it's literal steps also.
Yes.
So I figured that's why it's called 1,000 steps, because there's
Oh.
actual steps. Why? I mean, otherwise any walking track could be called the 1,000 steps or the 2,000 steps. Makes no
That's
sense.
true, you're right.
Yeah.
Also,
Also,
there's-
they're out. It's not stairs. They're outdoors, which means there's steps.
Right.
Stairs are indoors.
Also, before you get there, there's like a landing, and there's 5 steps to get up to it. So technically, I could have just done those 200 times.
you could have.
Would have been fine. Oh, in other real life news.
Okay.
I mentioned this on Twitter earlier in the week. I was at work and I was stopped at a set of lights, and somebody walked past and went, "Hey, Mr. Sunday Movies!" And I grinned and I gave him the finger guns, but I was very hurt inside.
Yeah. So, are we? Is it confused?
I think so.
Yeah. I
because-
guess it's confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we sound similar-ish and.
And there's a ongoing rumor that there's only one of us
That's right.
who puts on a voice. Well, puts on 2 voices, I
voices,
guess.
yeah.
And engage,
So they've got a third voice, a regular voice. This person.
potentially, sure,
Okay,
because they want to keep their anonymity.
Makes
and then
sense.
engages in weird banter with themselves. Yeah. And sometimes talks over the other one.
Yeah.
How do they do that?
Clever editing.
Oh.
Clever editing. So we did it then. I mean, he did it then, or she. 3 voices.
It's 2017. There could be a podcast with a lady who does 2 fake male voices.
Correct. I just want to quickly thank everybody as well for all I got hundreds of very kind messages. Claire mentioned it in her podcast. My wife just made the thing that we were having a kid. What we thought was 1 kid turned out to be 3 kids, which we found out after she miscarried and then she was hospitalized. It was a whole thing. I wasn't going to say anything because I don't like telling anybody anything, quite frankly.
Your personal life, absolutely.
Well, I just don't like giving people ammunition to attack me, potentially. And that obviously didn't happen. But it was one of those things where we talked about it, and miscarriages are things that happen. It's like 1 in 4. It's incredibly common.
Yeah,
People
absolutely.
don't really talk about it. So it was kind of one of those things where, we kind of wanted to put it out there for that reason. I just wanted to say, thanks to everybody. It's just really super supportive. really compassionate and just some and people sharing their own personal stories. Too many that to respond to, but I just wanted to thank everybody for that. And we're doing pretty well, all things considered.
I'm glad you're doing all right.
Thanks, Mason.
But
I don't believe you.
I mean, it's
he was giving me the thumbs down when he did.
Look, it's blown my guy pointing at me and going, "Hey, Mr. Sunday Movie story" out of the water a little bit.
Sure.
So
I should have gone first.
Yeah,
and then
I could have really ramped up. I could have been like, "Here we go." It was a brisk day in the city, and this right.
But yeah, I just wanted to thank everybody for that. Yeah, and all the best to you, Mason.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. What do we got here? Bad Boys 3. The release date has been moved off the release schedule, which I guess means it's not happening anytime soon. Do you care about that?
Yeah, kind of. I mean,
Okay.
it wouldn't be good.
No.
But I would... it's not like
It's not Michael Bay, though. He's not doing it, apparently.
Then it might be better.
Yeah.
Because
Or it's not happening at all now.
Michael Bay's time is done, if it ever was.
Sure.
But like...
Oh, The Rock's all right. Everyone always says that. Yeah, The Rock's pretty good, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that is good, wasn't it? Yeah, that war movie he did in between Transformers movies was apparently all right, wasn't it?
I didn't say it.
No, no one did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's I'll start again.
Go on.
It's not like it's Expendables 4.
I'll do a clean edit.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you. It's not like it's Expendables 4 where I'm like, who cares? Like,
Yeah.
it's a property that now that I say it, I didn't like him. I like the first one.
I love how you came around. You gotta talk yourself out of it.
I got to talk myself out of it. But I mean, the first one was pretty good, right?
I haven't seen it.
But I think maybe if they get somebody who isn't invested in the originals, who's like a new director who maybe was a fan back in the day, they could give us a version that doesn't feel like a really dated 90s action film.
Yeah, right. Well, it was Joe Carnahan originally, but he left.
Right, okay.
So, and he did Wolf Fight.
Yep.
Which
Liam Neeson's Wolf Fight.
Neeson's Wolf Fight, which is a favourite of ours. Mm-hmm. But no, the reason I bring that up though, because that was a Sony film and they also have a release date for the Black Cat Silver Sable film.
Fantastic.
Which is someone referred to as being, because there's a comic called Silver and Black.
Okay.
Which I don't think they'd call it that, because you think that's too confusing, because you don't know what
Yeah, and it also might confuse you. You might confuse it with Black and Gold, the discount supermarket chain.
Of course. Are
in
they still
Melbourne.
around?
Yeah, I think so.
Interesting.
I've never been in one, but...
You've never been in one?
I think so.
We did a lot of Black and Gold and Franklin shopping as a kid.
Yeah, we were Franklin's kids.
Yeah, you better believe it.
Yeah, you know
the
it.
blandest bread you've ever had in your life.
You know it. Tomato sauce that's it has no flavour, it's just red.
Yeah, it's just red.
Just red ketchup. It's
I
just a red.
suspect it's paint.
It's just red paste. It's like glue.
But that release date is November 2018. So that's only... Yeah, a year and a bit. So get on it, Sony. Get your Venom movie happening, which we should speak about because apparently Riz Ahmed is going to be joining the cast.
Oh.
And
who's that again?
He's in Rogue One. He's the pilot.
Oh, sure.
He's in The Night Of, which is fantastic.
Okay.
He's good in everything. But and people are saying he's Carnage, but apparently, well, the rumor is that he's not Carnage, that he's another popular character in the Venom universe.
Oh.
So
Venom's wife.
yes.
Great.
What does he have a wife?
Yeah, he's a wife.
What's his wife's name?
Can't remember.
Yeah. Good.
Good, right? Yeah. Well, an ex-wife, I think.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
He would because he's jaded. He's probably got a kid and he's like, I'm doing this.
And
for
he's
the
a
right
mass
reason.
murderer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I still. What version are they doing again? We've talked about this. I can't
well,
remember.
it can't be Agent Venom because it can't be Flash Thompson now because Flash Thompson is now
Right.
like a cyberbully in
Yes.
Spider-Man Homecoming.
So it has to be a version of Eddie Brock.
mhm,
Yeah,
yeah.
gotcha.
Somebody sent us an email, weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com, who confirmed that Tom Hardy was going to be in it. But I mean, who's this guy emailing us? You know
Wait,
what I mean?
in Venom,
Yes.
it's been cast. It's official.
Oh, is it Tom Hardy?
Yeah.
Carry on then.
Isn't it official?
I don't know.
I'm fairly certain it is.
Okay.
Yeah, he posted it on Twitter
Oh,
and
did he?
everything.
Okay,
yeah.
right.
Thanks to that person
Yeah,
who
thanks,
sent the
pal.
email, though.
This week.
We love everybody who
We
reaches
do.
out. Mm-hmm. You saw the images.
If you got any news about bloody Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, let us know.
Have you? You saw the pictures of Domino and
They
Cable?
say Iron Man 2008 is going to be pretty special.
Is that so? Who are they going to cast?
Robert Downey Jr.
He's washed up, mate.
Yeah, isn't he?
Don't
though?
bother.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got drug problems.
First look at Domino and Cable from the Deadpool movie.
Yeah, look pretty good.
Like it.
Cable is not as broad as I expected him to be.
Well, he's real life man Josh Brolin.
That's true, yeah.
So how broad? But he's ripped enough, isn't he?
Yeah, and I guess if you made him... insanely huge, you'd just look like Colossus from the first one.
Right,
In
yeah.
which case,
It looks more mechanical.
as opposed to biomechanical.
Yeah, the arm. Yeah,
Right, yeah.
don't you feel?
Yes.
Because I guess it would just be the Colossus arm.
Again, it'd be the Colossus
Again.
arm, right? Yeah.
I think Rob Liefeld mentioned how he went to see Winter Soldier with his kid, and his kid asked him if he stole Cable's metal arm from Winter Soldier, and he was like, "I invented that." He said something like, he's
How dare you, my son? This is the one. That's the Cable's metal arm is the one thing I genuinely invented. Sure, Deadpool was just a rip-off of Deathstroke. Sure, I can't draw feet.
But he did that thing where he's like, I was the popular basketballer of whatever the time. He's
Yeah,
called
right.
himself like the Michael Jordan of
He was the Larry Bird.
right. Bad back.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. But no, I think it looks good.
I've been saying Rob Liefeld for like 20 years.
What did I say?
No,
Is it
it's Liefeld.
It is
I thought it was
Liefeld, yeah.
Liefeld.
Okay.
Just a fun little.
Is it
wrinkle there.
FELD?
It's FELD.
Okay, fair enough.
Why would I ever think it?
How could you forget the Michael Jordan or Larry Bird of
That's right.
feet? Drawing
Yeah.
feet. Yeah, but no, look, because I think they release this stuff because before they film stuff
Yeah.
outside,
Yeah.
they're like, well, we'll get a good photo out of it before someone takes a shit photo on a cell phone.
Oh,
and then
absolutely,
It's like,
yeah.
And this is the first look at it, and it's like, ugh,
Yeah.
no good.
Exactly, and it'd be some sort of weird plasticky prosthesis arm,
Yeah.
and you'd be like, they'd be like, it looks better, I swear, and you don't believe them.
And we never come around.
I guess because they could have done biomechanical, because in Days of Future Past we had the Sentinels who had kind of the biomechanical effect. So
But is this connected to any or none of that?
who knows? We don't know.
Yeah. No, I like it. Well, it's a
It'll
biomechanical.
certainly be referenced.
Yes, it
because
will.
Deadpool loves to reference things.
It's a
He's
virus,
fun.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's a techno-organic virus that his psychic powers keep at bay.
Right, gotcha.
So otherwise it would consume him completely and turn him into a sweet robot.
That sounds great.
Does sound great, doesn't it?
So he's from the future.
Correct.
Do you reckon they're going to reference that he is the son of Jean Grey and Scott
Yes.
Summers? So
Yeah.
they're going to do all of that? Or do you reckon they'll just brush over it?
See, I think they could go. I think either way could work.
Right.
I think they could do I would enjoy seeing a really, really rushed origin story.
Yeah.
Like where he appears in a time portal and he has to explain to Deadpool his origin in like 2 minutes. I think that would be very fun.
Kyle Reese coming out in the Terminator.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm
And
on
he's just
board.
like, all right, listen, Cyclops and Jean Grey, well, I'm their kid in the future and blah, blah, blah. And they were clones. Look, it doesn't matter. I think that would be funny.
Yeah. I think it'd be also cool if Deadpool didn't see him come out of the time portal.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, or we don't even, so we don't even know if it's true.
Oh, he might just be an insane guy with a
Yeah.
metal arm. Yeah, that would be good.
And then it's kind of revealed at the end, or it isn't.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he's just a crazy guy. That
Absolutely.
would definitely work. I wonder how many powers he's going to have in this.
What are his powers? Guns, big VCR.
Guns, yeah.
shaped guns.
The idea behind Cable is that he would be one of the most powerful sort of telepaths, telekinetics in the world.
Yeah.
Or the universe. But the techno-organic virus, like it takes all his powers subconsciously to keep the virus at bay.
Right, yeah.
So he just has sort of like he has a little bit of telekinesis and a little like whatever he needs to sort of eke out for the story to
Right.
like save the day in the end kind of thing. Like he can
Do that.
do that a little bit. But
His real name's Nate, is that right?
it's Nathan. It's
Yeah.
Nathan Dayspring. Is his
Nathan
name.
Dayspring.
Or Nathan Summers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't know that he's their kid, or isn't it?
Maybe initially.
Yeah, there's a
He knows
wrinkle
now.
on it. Yeah, well, sure, yeah. It's a similar thing to. So he's got like Franklin Richards style insane powers.
Oh,
except
not
he's-
that level. Like
Right.
There's another character in the Marvel universe called X-Man,
Yeah.
who is the version of him from the Age of Apocalypse parallel dimension.
I thought you were going to say the Asian universe.
Yeah, from the Asian Marvel universe.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And he is Cable without the limitations.
Right,
So
okay.
at one point he sort of became a kind of a messiah figure because he was that powerful. But Franklin Richards can alter reality, whereas X-Man can just sort of do like he can lift heavy stuff
That's pretty good
with his
too. though,
mind.
isn't
But
it?
with his mind though.
Oh, with his mind
yeah, with his
though.
mind.
That's
yeah.
very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like they all do all or some or none of that.
Yeah, but from also there is another story because there was a Cable and Deadpool series. I don't know if it's still going. It's probably not, or there's 1,000 issues at this point.
Right.
But there was a version where Cable got his full set of powers,
Right.
and he decided that he was going to kind of clean up the whole world, kind of thing.
Right. Sure.
And they had to send in the Silver Surfer to
to stop him.
To stop him, yeah. So that was pretty fun.
Because he's from like a bad reality as well, isn't he?
Well, we're all from a bad reality.
Sure.
Yeah, you know what I mean? These days, politics the way they are.
I hear ya.
Yeah.
Do you want some Smallville news in the spirit of Tom Hardy being cast as Venom? Okay, so Tom Welling opened up about the season finale of
Was
Smallville.
he sobbing as he did it? Because you said opened up. That's nobody opens up in a happy way.
Sure.
It's always sobbing.
Well, we know the point of contention of that final episode, which to be fair, I didn't follow it all the way through.
Right.
But Superman he's in it for like the last minute and you don't see him up close.
Correct.
And whatever. So this was the original idea, right? This is Tom Welling's words.
So the final scene of Smallville is that he's working. He's at Metropolis. He's working the Daily Planet, and there's a crisis, and then he sort of runs up the stairs, and he opens the shirt in the classic Superman style, and I think you zoom in on the logo, and then he flies off,
and you see him kind of from a distance, and whatever. You think he catches a plane or something. I can't remember. But
because he still can't fly in this universe, so he catches a plane to get where he's going. he rips off and he's got the Superman uniform and the cape and it's flowing, and then he just gets in line at like Delta Airlines,
right?
And they lose his luggage.
He says our finale was supposed to be in the first act. Clark puts on the suit and flies around, saves Lois on a plane, and does some other stuff. It was a call that I had with Peter Roth, who was the head of Warner Brothers Television, who's a good friend of mine. We had a great relationship. And I said, that's not our show. And he said, no, it's going to be great. And I said, yeah, but just think about what we've been doing. If we jump into that, we haven't earned it. It's 9 seasons.
You know what? I'm on Welling's side here.
Why?
Because
that's not what the show's about?
No, but it's maybe not that, but... Look, I think he's correct, but not for his own reasoning. Okay. I think he's correct because you just had 9 seasons of him sort of fighting crime and being a hero without the costume. And then to do one episode where he's in the costume would be weird, I feel.
Sure, okay.
I think because then you'd be like, well, why not do another season where he is in the costume?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Which
they did with Smallville season 10, the comic book.
Yeah.
But
also that's what they were building towards. So,
like a whole season where he's Superman?
No, well, the entire show is building towards that moment. And I don't understand. At least show him in the suit. I
think what happened is this was one of those shows that maybe wasn't. They didn't assume it was going to be as popular as it was.
Right.
Like, also, I think of that show, How I Met Your Mother, which was meant to be like a mid-season replacement, and they built like a very short story arc for all the characters.
Yeah.
And then it got way more popular than they thought, so they kind of had to throw everything out, and it kind of ruined the finale and what have you. But I think maybe this was the one where they were like, yeah, it's going to be a short storyline. We're going to see we're going to see all the supporting characters, and we're going to see Lex Luthor, and we're going to go, they're going to have words in the future and etc. And then he's going to be Superman in 2 seasons or whatever, and then it's finished. But because it went for 9 seasons, they had to go, okay, well, all right, well, we're running out of storyline, so let's put in some actual superheroes and let's put in some...
The Blur,
and put in all this sort of stuff.
Fortress of Solitude.
Which just made it threw out the whole timeline of the DC universe in the sense that everybody became a superhero before he did.
Right, yeah.
Like, they already had, like, Black Canary and Aquaman and all these characters, like, as fully formed characters with costumes and names and power sets and whatever.
So you're saying it was already ballsed up?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
I think that's what I'm saying, yeah.
He said, in the end, I felt like we gave them a good jumping off point for the imagination as to what could happen.
Yeah, I think he's right.
I think he's wrong.
Wow. Let's get Tom Welling
I just think that was the point of the show. I mean, maybe not a whole episode, but something. Have him do something as Superman.
Oh, maybe. I
mean, he did do something, but I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Something more interesting than what they did.
What if the very last scene was him saving the plane?
Isn't that what it is?
No, he just flies off.
Oh, okay.
Like, he just flies off into the whatever. Like, you never actually see him doing.
Do you see him go up to the plane of Lois in the plane and he waves to the window? I'm 100% sure you see that.
I don't think so at all.
Okay.
Well, look, play it in silence.
I will.
Okay, good. I'm very confident he just flies off and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're probably right.
But I think maybe would have made you happy if
No.
Yeah, well, I was going to say nothing would have, but it would have made you somewhat happier if the last 2 minutes was like there's going to be a plane crash or whatever, and he flies up and he catches the plane, and that's the final thing, like him doing something.
Yes, I think that's better.
Okay, right.
Oh, that's right.
Well, just imagine it then, you dullard.
Well, imagine this.
Yes. I imagine you giving me the finger. Was that? Oh, is this? Ah.
Imagine this, Mason.
Yep. It's great.
Okay, so there's. I should turn this down.
Yeah,
I've got two windows open.
Down and
'cause I
off.
wanted
What are
to
you
play
doing?
This. That's how you opened this. The very
Yeah, I
first.
remember.
Okay, so yeah, he opens his shirt.
Yep. Good. Remy Zero begins to play.
I'm sure we saw him fly up. Did I imagine that?
What you're thinking of? There was for whatever reason, like 3 or 4 seasons in, they tease that he can fly, but he's he can only fly when he's being mentally controlled by somebody else.
Oh man, I remember that.
And he at one point he blasts into Lex Luthor's private plane or something like that.
I was like 100% sure that there's a moment where you see him in the suit fully.
I don't think you do.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. Hang on.
Okay, I'm hanging on.
So his dad gives him the suit.
Yep.
No, there is. He does fly in it. It's not at the very end, but he does do it.
Oh.
Yeah, because he flies out of the Fortress of Solitude and puts it on.
Huh.
Yeah,
Great.
but you don't really see it.
Yeah.
Oh, this looks like shit.
Well, it was at least a couple of years ago.
Yes. Sorry, and there is also a bit where he flies up to Air Force One.
Nice. Gives the finger to the president.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh, he's always saluting the president, isn't he?
Yep.
He's always like, Mr. President. Yeah, he is. He saves a plane in it. Yeah. Oh, this looks horrible. I mean,
Nice.
jeez. Who wants a season of this? Good Lord.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, he's in the suit, but you can't see it up close.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But in season 10 of the comic book also had Smallville Batman.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
Nice version of the suit, I think. It has shades of the current version. It's got
Right.
a real big logo on it.
You love
if
the
I
big
recall.
logo.
I'm a big fan
The
of the big logo.
logo.
Yes.
Mega City 1 is moving ahead.
Yeah.
Karl Urban's in talks,
He's
apparently.
in talks to be Dredd.
Love it.
Yeah,
he
me
doesn't
too.
need to be in
What
every
else
episode.
is he doing?
I hope
Occasionally a Star Trek film.
I hope it's a prequel and he doesn't wear the helmet, but they just obscure his face like Wilson
Oh, yeah, every episode, yeah.
for 9 seasons.
Yeah,
and then
that'd
at
be
the
great.
end, he doesn't put the helmet on. Because it's better in your mind, because I'm a fuckwit, and this is what I think.
Oh, no. Oh, no. You'll never get a job with the CW, mate. You'll never get... All right, give me some plot summaries for the next few seasons of Arrow. He gets mad at his family.
He gets mad at his family, the city's in trouble.
Yep.
He's okay with killing people, or he isn't.
Yep, sometimes his sister's dead and then she's alive. Everybody's come back to life.
There's a team up.
Team up. Different coloured arrows.
Yep, someone goes rogue. And he doesn't like it.
Yep, that's right.
Even though he's
Gone
literally
rogue heaps of times.
Yeah.
Yep, Deathstroke's back. He's
Oh,
back
is
for the
he?
current
Yeah.
season.
Okay, he's
yeah.
cool. I like him. I don't hate Arrow. I'm not against it.
I'm not against it either, but I think you need a break. It's one of those shows where you need a break.
Yeah, and I took a break like 2 years ago and I never
Right.
went back to it.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, Mega City 1, there's also some concept art. Looks great. Very excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, is it gonna be weirder than the last movie?
I think it would have to be. Well, that's because you only get a kind of a taste of Mega City 1.
I guess
in
that's
that.
true, yeah.
Because that was a very small budget. What I
Yeah.
want, though, so Judge Dredd lives next door to the offices of the judges.
Uh-huh.
Right. And the new judges go next door to get advice from him like Wilson, except it's an upside down fence.
Nice. So you just see the bottom. That's pretty great. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you know what it is? It's a garage door that's stuck midway. And he refuses to duck under, and he won't let anybody in. But it's just just below the nose height, and so he gives advice from the garage door. That would be great.
You can film it from anywhere.
Yes,
It's perfect.
Karl Urban's actual garage.
That's right. Arnold's opened up about his role emotionally in the new Terminator film.
That would be sad.
He says the idea is that they're going
Here we go.
to explore. First of all, he doesn't need to be in it.
The first
If
role, they're going to explode something. Is that what they're going to
almost
say?
certainly. The theory is that there must be a blueprint for his version of the Terminator. So that there exists in this universe or this reboot, there was a man. They're going to
Right.
explore the reasons why they chose that man to base
Okay.
the Terminator off. If you remember from Terminator 3, there's a deleted scene.
His name's Sergeant
William
Candy. Yeah, I remember.
And he's got a ridiculous southern accent. And
All right, steady on. We've got Southern listeners.
No, but it doesn't
With
sound...
ridiculous accents. Got him. Got him.
So I guess I think there is an interesting story to tell that you take like
sure.
a grizzled kind of war vet, and he
okay.
gets abducted by Skynet or whatever, dude.
Yeah,
But
right.
I think there is something interesting to tell there. But I also think if you're rebooting it,
Yeah.
just maybe don't use him.
Sure, yeah.
But then again, he's so tied to the franchise, isn't he?
Would
people say it?
Would this be set in a post-apocalyptic timeline?
I have
Because
no
I would
idea.
much prefer, when you said it's a man they've based the Terminator on, I would much prefer it to be set in maybe present day, no time travel,
Right.
and maybe he gets in, like he is this grizzled veteran and he gets involved with like an early version of Skynet.
Right.
Like that's trying to destroy the world or something like that, and maybe he stops Skynet, but they get a scan of his.
But there has to be a time travel.
Yeah, you're right.
That doesn't have to
No,
be.
it's-
But they will do a time.
they'll
They've
do
all
a
got
time
time
travel.
travel except for Salvation.
Yeah, could have done with some time travel.
Could
if you ask
absolutely
me.
could have done with something.
Yeah, but that had all sorts of time travel knock-on effects. and-
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
yeah.
I love how both Salvation and Genesis were both trilogy starters.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
They've all got different John Connors. There's a different John Connor in every movie.
There is. That's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. But as I maintain that because it's a different sperm every time. So that's
That
why
makes
he looks,
sense,
that's
yeah,
why he look,
yeah,
because
yeah.
they keep fucking with the time travel. It's always a John Connor, but it's a slightly different John Connor every time.
Makes sense. Yeah. What else? Is there any? Should we have any other thoughts about that?
I feel like there's too much Terminator news in general.
There's always too much Terminator news, isn't it? You could just say he's. What if? Okay, hypothetically speaking, what if they were like, the basis for the T-800 is Dutch Schaefer from Predator,
I would love that.
and it's a Predator, like it's
Yeah.
they merge the universes. I mean, they've done. I'm sure there's got to be a Terminator versus Predator. There must be.
There
I'll look it
have
up in
to
a minute.
be.
Yeah, you'd think so. There's
Yeah.
got to be Dark Horses.
There would be a
versus-
Terminator versus Predator versus Alien versus RoboCop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm on board.
Yeah, look, I don't know, because I'm kind of going off combining universes.
Sure, absolutely.
Because the amount of times that it's been done and it's been done well is so few.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things that's better in your head. Like a whole season of Smallville with Superman.
There's an Alien versus Predator versus the Terminator.
Excellent.
Yeah, good, right?
Why are they fighting? Aliens.
Yeah, probably.
It's always the aliens kicking it off, isn't it?
It is,
It's never
yeah.
like... and
The Terminators just want to live in peace.
But, you know, in that situation, like
Yes.
the aliens are such a horrible monster that the Predator is always made slightly more sympathetic. Yeah.
Look, it does contain Winona Ryder's character from Alien Resurrection.
Fantastic.
Yep.
What's her name?
Annalee Call.
What? Was it?
That's what it says here.
Yeah, that's right, because it's Ash Bishop Cole. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
'cause it's- yeah. David. Walter. This doesn't
Nice.
they really
Yeah,
blew it.
Good.
This is interesting. Millarworld has been purchased by Netflix.
Oh,
to
yeah,
make
your best mate Miller. Mark
We
Millar.
spoke that one time on Twitter.
That's right.
I sent him a congratulatory message. Didn't hear back.
Oh, boy.
He's rich now.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
He's rich. Well, I mean, he was rich, but now he's even richer. For movie series and kids' TV shows based on the Millarworld
I would love a
series.
Nemesis Saturday morning kids cartoon.
So good. Just a man forcibly impregnating somebody.
Yeah. Beating up like 100 people in a prison. Oh, so good.
Yeah. But it's I like it.
But he could count the people as he killed them.
Yes, he
And then
could.
everybody learns, kids learn to count.
Count-
Edutainment.
Count the teeth you're knocking out of
Millarworld
someone's head.
edutainment.
I think this is great. I think it's also it could usher in a new era of kind of superhero films.
Yes.
And you don't necessarily need the big budget. You know, they could Netflix have money, so they could, but not everything needs to be, $100, $200 million. You like Nemesis doesn't need to be that. Kick-Ass didn't need to be that.
Yeah.
You know, I think you can do tell smaller stories,
That's true.
but still with a good budget.
So what do you want to see of these?
I want to see Nemesis.
Yep,
I
same.
want to see
Huck?
I like Huck. I want to see Superior. I 100% want to see Superior.
Yes, totally,
That
yeah.
one would cost. Though.
That would definitely cost, but what you might get there is a
good Superman film.
good Superman film.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
That's the one I want to see. That's not, like I said, when we did speak. That's one thing he mentioned that he wanted to make. He
Okay,
wanted to
right,
make
yeah.
like the definitive Superman
Right.
kind of
Yeah.
movie. He also said some very disparaging stuff about some other companies. Which
Hello.
which I won't get into.
Off-air conversation.
Because it's not nice.
Off-air exclusive.
Yeah. No, but I think there's a lot. I mean, I don't like everything that he does, but a lot of the stuff he does do is very cinematic and lends itself
Yeah, right.
to this. I mean, Kingsman is obviously the Millarworld as well,
right.
so we've already gotten some really good stuff.
Would you want to see a spin-off, like a spin-off from one of his movie properties? Would you like to see Kingsman the series?
Yeah, absolutely.
What about? Oh, you know what would be great? Kingsman the series, like we always got like those British TV series like The Avengers or like The Saint or something like that.
Right.
So it's every week like that, but with massive ultra violence.
Yes.
Like it's
That
like,
would be
the
terrific.
jewels are missing from the queens from the king, whatever, and then they have to investigate it, and then it's just them chopping people to
Just
pieces.
faces getting sliced
Yeah,
off.
that'd be good.
Yeah. I think also the Marvel Netflix stuff, and I'm hoping the Defenders kind of steps it up a bit.
That's coming up soon, right?
It's coming up next week. Yeah.
wow.
It's getting a bit samey. And I think if they suddenly injected this comic book TV series, which isn't just set in alleys and warehouses, and it's hyper color and not hyper, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hyper colorful.
What if Nemesis had a hypercolor uniform? It starts white, but as he continues to fight, turns a lovely shade of teal.
Yeah. It'd be hard to film with that suit as well, like that bright white suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think this is a good move.
Sure.
Yeah. Imagine if Netflix bought this, Mason, the cinematic universe we could make, the money we'd make, and then we'd make nothing.
Oh, you mean the Weekly Planet
Yes.
cinematic universe? Okay, yeah, great. That'd be fantastic. Yeah. I'll imagine what would it cost to recreate this set though? Billions of dollars.
Impossible.
I noticed last week we had a guest on, our pal Charlie Clausen from Tofop.
Yeah.
And you cleaned the house up.
I did.
And it's fallen into disrepair again.
Yeah, it has.
Now that it's just me again, you don't care.
No, it's about the same, isn't
It's
it?
about the same, yeah.
The thing is, when I put something down, it never moves. And then in 6 months, I turn around, I'm like, what happened here? Because it snuck up on me.
Yeah. I hope you're not referring to the dog there.
Yes,
Once
I
I put something down, it never moves. I don't understand. And then I'm like, what happened here? You killed the dog, mate. The dog's fine.
Dog's fine, yeah. Avengers 4 has started filming.
Yeah.
That's good. Mm-hmm. Nothing else to say there.
Great.
Still don't know what it is. Justice League also, we got some this is just rumors concerning the cut of the film.
Is it the rumours there's going to be a lot more changes than we
Yeah.
thought?
From one source, the first cut was deemed unwatchable.
Oh, no.
Yeah, which is never good, obviously.
Yeah, sure.
But
No, in some circumstances, unwatchable is great. Like maybe you've had a really big day, you want to go home, turn on the Netflix, and you're like, I want to watch something that's unwatchable so I can go to sleep. Finally.
apparently, Joss Whedon has been lightening the tone. A lot of the cyborg stuff has been changed.
Okay.
Miles Dyson said that, the actor who plays
Yep.
Cyborg's dad.
Not actually named Miles Dyson.
No, that's what he's called.
Uh-huh.
And also, apparently the ending was going to be Darkseid steps through a boom tube or
That's
whatever.
right, because...
And that's gone.
Well, that's what we assumed it was, because Steppenwolf is the stepping stone to
Yes.
Darkseid, because it's Darkseid's son.
Yes.
So
Or General?
I always thought he was his... Oh, no, you know what? He's Orion's his son.
Orion's his son,
Orion's
yeah.
his son.
It's him with the beard.
Yeah.
Orion's got a little beard.
But yeah, it's his... I think they're related somehow.
They probably are.
Nephew or
Uncle?
something? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, you might be right.
But I think the idea was they were going to do it Mortal Kombat style, where they defeat Steppenwolf and then Darkseid comes out of the clouds and he's like, I'm here to take over the world. And then Raiden's like, I don't think so.
I just think it's like, if you spend a movie where you're fighting a big hulking grey guy with lightning and smoke and you're fighting an army of faceless parademons,
Yeah.
and then another big hulking grey guy steps through a portal.
Exactly.
It's kind of like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, no, exactly.
And also,
right.
initially, remember they were going to do Justice League Part 1 and 2 back to back.
Yep.
So that was probably how the original one finished anyway.
Uh-huh.
But who knows how this is going to go?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't even know any of this is true.
But I think maybe they have taken some of the feedback on board in the sense that Wonder Woman, which people did like a lot, you know, but universally more than the other couple.
Yeah.
One criticism that we definitely had was the finale again was a big grey guy and fire and smoke and lightning again.
Yeah.
And there's only so many times you can do that, surely.
That was actually one thing that they said Wonder Woman's kind of role has been beefed up.
Right, yeah.
I knew it. You knew it. So that's, it's not bad news. I mean, if it is a mess,
Yep.
then these are all good steps
Sure,
towards
yeah,
making
yeah.
something. I mean,
Yeah.
if
If there's a mess, anywhere, for example, in your house.
Sure.
Maybe you clean it up. Even when your famous friends aren't here. Maybe just when your regular friends are here.
Maybe. Is that a metaphor?
No! Clean up your house.
What do we got here? Disney have announced a new streaming service starting in 2019. It's probably called D-Box or
I don't like that.
or Diz Life.
D-Box.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that's already a thing, isn't it? Like a theatre thing where like the cinema shakes.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah,
I think
you
it might
maybe
be,
you're right, yeah.
Well, think of another name of it. Diz Stream.
Yeah, Diz Stream. Yeah, good. Yeah. Mickey in your house. That's what I call it. And Mickey is your virtual guy, and he's like the paperclip from Microsoft Word.
okay.
And you can't get rid of him. And he's like,
Hi.
hi.
Even during a movie.
Yeah.
Are you still watching this? There's an automatic shut off.
Yes, Mickey. All right. God, Mickey.
They're going to end their run with Netflix. There's still a whole lot of stuff is in flux.
Oh, does that mean they're going to take all their Marvel stuff on
Well,
Netflix?
we don't know yet. So it's still kind of up in the air.
Yes.
So I think it's... I mean, of course, they've got enough properties. They own enough stuff where, of course, they're going to do this. I'm gonna get this thing no matter what it is.
Yeah,
you know
right.
what I mean? Like day one, I'm going to be getting this. And I'd imagine, I
Yep.
don't know this for a fact, because we don't know anything on the show.
New Tron series. That's what you're
They
thinking.
could. You know what? They could.
Yeah.
But, well, they did an animated series as well. But I think they're going to launch this with the Star Wars series.
Oh,
It'll either
yeah.
be maybe the new animated one or a live action
Yeah,
one. Because
people-
that everybody will get that day one.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. So, I mean, it makes total sense that they're doing this. Do you think we're getting away from... We're going to end up having like 1,000 apps on our TVs, which is just all the different streaming services and whatever.
I mean, my phone's got 100 apps on it, but really only 4.
That's true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What apps on your phone, on your TV do you use? Do you have TV apps?
Yes. But I don't think my TV's plugged in, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, sure. Our cable box.
I'm not saying I'm too good for TV.
You are too
I'm
good.
saying I'm too lazy to plug in my TV.
Well, there's nothing on.
Yeah,
and you can
exactly.
watch anything good later.
That's what I'm talking about.
Though Claire, because ours we don't get regular TV anymore, and Claire keeps being like, "Can you get a new TV thing?" Because I don't watch it. I'm
An
like,
aerial.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm like, I'll get around to it, but I haven't. Hang on, the dog's at the door, mate.
I'll get the dog.
All right, you get the dog.
Go on the dog.
Is there anything in particular you want
Kitty dog.
to see on the Marvel Netflix universe TV averse?
Sit down. Wait. What are we talking about? Netflix or
No, sorry,
Disney?
Disney. The Diz box.
The Diz box. It's no. They'll call it the Dismal box. If
Yes.
you do that. You don't want that. I would like to see some more Tron content.
Tron
Tron-tent. Exactly. Mhm.
You want a Tron themed tent?
I love Tron Legacy for some reason.
You're the only one.
I know.
You're tricked by the soundtrack.
It's really good. I played it today.
It was on Netflix.
You go down to, here's a hot tip for anybody.
Yeah.
Go down like a dark freeway, middle of the night, put the Tron Legacy soundtrack on, blow your mind.
Put the lights
Also be on LSD at the time.
on. That's a handy hint.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we get into our topic, there's some other things. Should quickly say we've got one more thing to talk about, Star Wars related. We finally got the Q&A out.
Oh yeah, we did.
Raw Collings, or when I say we, Raw Collings did it.
Yep.
There's a video message to say thank you.
Yeah.
It's like nearly a 2-hour Q&A where we just talk about all the questions that people asked and whatever.
Yeah.
We're going to leave this open for another 2 weeks and then we're shutting it down for the year.
And then you can't get it.
And you can't
ever
get
again.
it. Yeah, well, maybe we'll put it up again next year. There's also the old Q&A.
Sure.
So I'll leave the link to the donation below. It's a campaign for men's mental health. It's up to like $43,000 or $44,000.
Yeah. Wild. Love
Yeah.
it.
So, it's just a little bit of extra kind of stuff from us. There's also, and I forgot to put this in, so if you're listening to this now, and one of the people that asked me about it, I didn't put the winners of the 3D cameras
Right,
in.
uh-huh.
So I'll put them in the description. By the time you hear this, they will be there, and then we'll get those mailed out.
Nice.
ASAP. But yeah,
360 cameras.
yes. What did I say?
3D cameras.
300.
They are two-dimensional.
They're two-dimensional, but in 360 degrees, my
Oh,
friend.
yeah, you better believe it. It's a higher number than 3. So
That's right.
Good.
So yeah, that'll be. We'll probably mention again next week, and then we're shutting it down.
Yep.
So get if you want to donate any amount of money, do it. Mason, Star Wars. There was some kind of. It was either a Vanity Fair or an Entertainment Weekly. I don't remember. It was in a magazine.
Was there a fancy? Was there like a fancy floaty like photo shoot kind of situation?
Probably.
Vanity Fair.
Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't Vanity Fair. I think they already
Okay.
did their Vanity Fair one.
Uh-huh.
These are some answers we're going to be getting in episode 8.
Okay. Does Luke Skywalker push Rey off the cliff?
That's
yes.
point number one. It says
Yes.
no. They actually mentioned that.
Wow.
They said some idiot
Oh,
thinks
what?
that Luke Skywalker...
I'm that idiot.
We find out why Luke's in hiding, and it's got to do with because he thought Kylo Ren was the chosen one.
Okay.
So it's interesting because...
Is there a chosen one?
Well, that's the thing. There was the prophecy, but everybody thinks it's somebody different. So it was...
the prophecy is that someone will bring balance to the Force. So that hasn't been...
Well, it was originally thought to be Anakin.
Yes.
And it's
then
also...
he ruined everything.
Well, he did, but then he did technically destroy the Sith.
yeah, okay.
But then in Star Wars Rebels, Obi-Wan says that Luke is the chosen one.
okay.
And now Luke is saying that thinks that Kylo Ren was the chosen one. So because it's open to interpretation.
Yes.
Like it may have already happened or it may not have. So yeah, I don't know. Also, Rey thinks he's a prick because she's like, train me. And he's like, no.
Nah, I'm going to push you off a cliff. Mark my words.
We'll also answer her parentage.
Okay.
I don't think that'll be as satisfying. I think it'll just be like, yeah, she was this and her parents wanted to protect her, so you put her on this planet because she's a Jedi or whatever. Also, I think they said that Snoke is not necessarily revealed who he is.
Okay.
And people are saying there's a comparison between that and Snoke and the Emperor. Because we didn't know who the Emperor was initially.
That's
he
true,
was
yeah.
just like a guy. And then
Yeah.
it was slowly revealed. So make of that what you will or will not.
What if he was just like... What if the opening scene, Snoke's just like, I am just a guy. Just to be clear, I want to be clear. Like he has a big monologue. It's just directly to camera. He's like, listen, I'm just a guy.
Just like you.
I put my weird space pants on one leg at a time over my weird melted face. I do it in reverse.
Ryan Johnson also says, from here on out, don't watch any or read any of the publicity stuff. If you
Okay.
want to go in.
Because I'm spoiling it, he says.
Yes.
I'm deliberately putting a spoiler in every promotional piece of work.
I
I'm the
think
real piece of work.
that's right. I think I'm going to do one more trailer.
Okay.
I'll do that breakdown, and then that'll do me.
Wow.
I'm done. Yeah.
But people love them, right?
Yeah, I know, but like,
But they're killing you.
no, not even that. I don't want to know. You know what I mean? I want to go in. I want to have something kind of,
Sure.
keep the mystery alive, Mason. It's the same with the relationship. You can always keep them guessing. Never satisfy. Always on the run.
Yeah, good.
Be emotionally distant.
Yep.
You know this.
Oh, absolutely. All the classic moves. Wear a hat with a feather in it. Negging.
Goggles.
Goggles. Wear some goggles.
All right.
Push him off a cliff.
Push him off a cliff. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I'm sure there was something else I was supposed to talk about before we get into our topic for this week.
Were you appearing on any podcasts?
No.
The Weekly
I
Planet.
don't believe so.
Okay, then.
Okay, so we thought we threw out some ideas for episode 200.
Yep.
And one of them, which is coming up in a couple of weeks, we'll probably just end up doing a regular episode, or maybe it's out that week or something.
Yeah,
or
right.
we'll do something.
Or maybe the Defenders will be so bad that we'll continue to talk about it for
Correct.
weeks afterwards, and we can just do an extended episode on that.
I do want to do a Stephen King episode, so
Yep.
maybe it'll be that week.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We'd have to watch more Stephen King, though, I think.
Yeah, we can watch some recaps on YouTube.
Okay, great.
Whatever,
Sounds
yeah.
good. Great.
Yeah, but one person suggested, and I don't know if you have their name, that it was
Cormac McGarry?
Cormac McGarry.
Yeah.
Great name.
Because, look,
to celebrate
all
200
we know
episodes.
about the upcoming episode 200 is your wife accidentally booked us 3 ads.
Yes.
Whereas normally we'd have 1 or 2.
And we can't get out of them.
Can't get out of them. So one of the ideas we thought about was we should do an episode on the worst. Episode 200 should be about the most shameless and worst product placement.
Yes.
In movies and TV shows.
Correct.
And then we're like, look, we probably that's not really a bumper episode kind of topic.
Yeah.
It's more a fill-in episode topic. So
That's
let's
right.
do it this week.
It's more decide on the morning
Yep.
of the episode.
Yep.
When we text each other and be like, what are we doing today? Yeah.
Product placement. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad.
Well, that's the thing, isn't
The
it?
Oxford English Dictionary defines product placement as... No, I don't have it. I don't have it.
That whenever you're at a wedding or whatever and somebody opens up a speech with that, I'm like,
Uh-huh.
this is going to be no good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The thing, what I remember, the one that really stood out to me, the first time I really noticed it,
Oh, yes?
even though it had happened a lot before, there's the Converse shoes in
iRobot.
iRobot.
Yeah.
There are 3 different scenes. There's a scene where he gets them delivered. It's the Converse 2004.
It's the because it came out in 2004.
It came out in
right?
2004.
And he goes and he opens the box and he's like, vintage 2004.
No, he says, I watched it. He says, a thing of beauty.
Yep.
And then he's at his grandma's house and she says, what are you wearing on your feet?
Yep.
And he goes, what, these? And he puts his shoe up and then he says, vintage 2004.
Nice.
Or he says, and then at the end, his boss says, or near towards the end, he's leaving a cafe and his boss is like, hey, Spoon, because his name's Spoon in that movie.
Sure, right.
Nice shoes. And he's like, gives him a nod.
Nice.
Great.
Nice.
I used to love those. That's all I used to wear, man. I was well into those shoes.
I'm wearing them right now.
Oh,
I mean, not
very
literally
good.
right now, but I get some.
I had a
They
few
might
pair.
even be vintage 2004 because they're leather ones which first came out in 2004.
Ah.
But he has like black ones.
Right, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
what a bunch of garbage. As product placement.
Is that a good movie?
No. But also, first of all, if you're a vintage shoe collector, you don't want the ones from 2004 because
Don't they fall apart or something?
and they're also made in Vietnam. Like you want the ones that are made in America, and they stopped doing that like years ago.
Right, okay.
And also they do fall apart. Like the rubber in like sneakers, if you expose them to air, they disintegrate
but they come
eventually.
But they come in a box of air.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, they're doomed.
Okay, from
Yeah.
the get-go.
They're doomed from the get-go. They're like a Lana Del Rey song. You're right. They're doomed from the get-go.
There's a lot of product placement in that movie, I remember. There's like Audis.
There's an Audi like concept car, the RSQ was in there briefly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alan Tudyk
And that was
plays...
I think that was Audi's first product placement ever.
Really?
And then they're like, let's go nuts forever.
Every Marvel
movie.
it's got a bloody Audi car
Even
in
if somebody hijacks a car,
Yeah.
they're always like, oh, the handling on. They're like, get out of the car, and they throw some screaming grandma out of the car, and they get in there like, oh, handling's great. Oh, this is delightful. I think once I've finished destroying the world, I'll get one of these. Oh, what a fun time.
So would you say one of the...
In Age of Ultron,
Yeah.
when Sokovia has, like, the nation of Sokovia has been lifted into the sky
Yes.
by Ultron, and he's going to drop it and kill everyone on the planet. Hawkeye and Black Widow just get into the nearest abandoned car, and it's an Audi.
Yeah.
There's-
And this is like a town where all the men are like beat down farmers and the women wear like headscarves like they're Polish prisoners of war.
They're all in mourning. They've all got the black scarf and they're mourning. But one guy has an Audi. That's the mayor's car he's fallen off the cliff.
Yeah. So, yeah, but it's... Well, Edgar Wright mentioned this when we met Edgar Wright that time, that he finds those kind of car chases confusing because it's just black Audis
Yeah, exactly,
chasing each other. Yeah, they do need to mix it up a bit. But they're in everything now. But I guess one of the pioneers for product placement is Bond. Right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So it's always, before the movies come out, it's always about the watch, the car, and the suit,
Yes.
right?
But initially, that wasn't
was it just his car that he had?
Well, Sean, in the first Bond film, Sean Connery wears Ian Fleming's Rolex.
Right.
Like, he has a Rolex and
He severed off his hand with a laser and stole his
exactly,
Rolex.
that's right. But so Ian Fleming contacted Rolex and said, "Can you give us one for the movie?" And they're like, "No." So he just
Really?
provided his own one. Yeah. And so that sort of became which is
Wow, that's
Weird, right?
nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now they're doing Omega, aren't they? Or was that what they're up to?
Because it's always a naval watch. Used to be the Rolex Submariner, and now it's the Omega Seamaster.
Right, okay.
So
Are they good watches?
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, look, not to get too technical about it, but I mean, like the watch industry has like one of the highest markups.
Not
Like
the watches that sponsor us, Mason.
No, that's right. They're great. Well, whoever they are.
The movement.
That's movement. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But the watch.
So it's like the diamond trade. It's just like an insane
and it's
markup.
sort of sometimes watches have like complicated internal movements, and that's why they're expensive. But also, like, sometimes you get a watch and it's $1 million, and it's just. There's no way you can justify a watch that costs $1 million.
No.
It's because it's a watch that costs $1 million, and you can put it on and be like, "Hey, everybody,
$1 million.
look at my $1 million watch." Like, that's the
Because you're a dumb prick.
precisely yes.
Do you remember that time I went to buy a watch and it was in the era of leather band watches?
Like the big cuff.
The big cuff.
Yeah, the big cuff. I remember.
And it was like $100 or $200 watch. And for an extra $100, and they floated this with me, you could put, there's one with just one diamond.
It had a
in
diamond in it. I remember.
I remember him asking it. I remember just thinking, Is this a real question?
And the diamond was like the size of a speck of dust.
Yeah, that's right.
Like it didn't sparkle. It was so lacking in dimensionality that it wouldn't sparkle, regardless of what angle you put it at.
I'd have to tell people that was a thing,
Exactly,
which is worse.
Yeah. You'd have to be like, hey, this is a diamond. And they'd be like, what?
Why?
Exactly.
It's $100
Just put a
diamond.
feather in your hat.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but what else we got here? Do you remember in the early, 1990, there was a big Pizza Hut push for the Ninja Turtles.
Oh, yes.
But and they put like $20 million into the marketing. Remember they had all the fridge magnet toys or whatever they did here. Is Pizza Hut any good? I don't...
Listen, I don't want to get too technical about the pizza industry.
Sure.
It's fine, right?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I had one recently. It was pretty good.
All right. But Domino's are in the movie. The guy turns up in a Domino's outfit.
Oh, yeah.
And he slips the Domino's pizza down the sewer grate.
That's right.
To Michelangelo or whatever.
So how did that happen?
I don't know. I guess it's just two separate deals. They made a deal with Domino's to be in the movie, and Pizza Hut was the campaign. Because I could have sworn that was
that's a real Montagues and Capulet situation, if you ask me. That's liable to create a civil war.
I could have sworn though that was a Pizza Hut delivery, because I just remember at that time Pizza Hut was everywhere.
Yeah, Dougie the Pizza Boy. I
Dougie
remember.
the Pizza Boy. You'd go to Pizza Hut and you'd get the works. It was like $6 or whatever, and then you'd get unlimited pizza forever. I remember eating it just being like, I don't even like pizza that much.
I've done that as an adult.
And?
No, because our friend Steele Saunders.
Yes.
He at one point did a live. He has a show called I Love Green Guide Letters.
Is this turning into us just doing product placement?
Yes, yeah, it is. But anyway, it's a great podcast. It's an iTunes. But anyway, he did a live show in Ballarat.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah.
And
You don't know whether it was Ballarat or Bendigo.
doesn't matter. You've been there, I don't know.
So,
Which one did you go to?
Ballarat.
It was Ballarat.
Okay, yeah.
That's where you went to uni, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, one of them, yeah.
Okay, all right. You've been to uni a whole bunch. You've got a lot of degrees. All right, we get it.
Barely.
But anyway, we went there, and one of the major draw cards was we got to have all you can eat Pizza Hut, because there's one freestanding Pizza Hut remaining
Because
in
they do
Victoria.
delivery, don't they?
Yeah, Pizza Hut still exists.
No, I know, but I'm saying there used to be restaurants.
Yeah,
There's one
shaped like huts.
Yeah, well, there's one relatively near us now, and you look
Let's
at
go.
it, and it's not. It's a Chinese restaurant now, or whatever, but it looks like a Pizza Hut.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's how they used to build them.
Yeah.
And they just leave the structure in place. Anyway,
I went there and it was great.
good. You got a cheesy crust.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's too much cheese. What are you doing? Anyway, also in the I think it was either Ninja Turtles from last year or the previous one, Michael Bay one. Splinter tortures the Ninja Turtles by buying a delicious Pizza Hut pizza, and he's trying to get information out of them, and he's like, this one has 4 types of cheese, and this is... And so he's trying to get them to crack with a Pizza Hut pizza.
I would think that Raphael would just stab him and take the pizza.
So you think
that's what I was going to say about James Bond and product placement. We did a Caravan of Garbage recently.
Yes.
Like a recorded one.
Yeah.
We played the video. It's not out yet, right?
It'll be either this week... No, sorry, I think it'll be 2 weeks, yeah.
Okay, anyway, we played the James Bond video game Everything or Nothing, which is an original premise.
Love it.
James Bond
Great game.
It was good at the time.
Yeah.
But anyway, his car in that is like... It's the Porsche Cayenne, which is like Porsche's family SUV.
Yes.
But it can turn invisible.
Yes. And it's got missiles.
I remember at the time going, this is the worst product placement they've ever done.
There are other cars in it.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, that's the first one you get. I remember at the time being, are they serious?
Yeah.
Like, this is the car?
And it's, yeah.
What like, and it would have been like, 18 to 35-year-old male is like, that's the car for me.
That's the car, $100,000 family SUV. Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah. Insane.
I'm gonna trade in my 1990 Ford Falcon and get a Porsche Cayenne. Anyway, good on him.
Yeah, good on him.
Porsche has so many cool cars. I don't understand.
There's cars later. I don't know what it was. Well, Bond also moved to Lexus, didn't they? At one point?
No.
Or Jaguar?
No, the bad guys drive Jaguars.
Right. Is that always the way it is? No, they moved to Mercedes. Didn't he have Mercedes at one point? Or BMWs?
He's had a BMW.
Okay, right.
He's had a couple of BMWs.
Which one is it, Mason? Nissans?
You got to do a straight.
Did he have a Toyota Corolla?
He's never had a Toyota Corolla.
Which is because I remember the one, it was a big deal when GoldenEye came out, the blue BMW.
They paid Bond they paid the BMW, he had a BMW Z3.
Right.
And it cost $8 million to to
put that
put
car
that
in.
car in. They paid the production company $8 million.
That would have easily made that back.
Yeah, they made like that year. They made like $480 million in sales
In
of that
cars.
car or something. So
Great.
Yeah.
Now, there's other, like, there's also subtle product placement in Bond. Like, there's the stuff like in Casino Royale where it's like, nice watch, and it's like, it's an Omega, go fuck yourself or whatever. but
I'm rich.
Yeah, but there's also, I know because you notice this, I don't notice as much, like the suits and the clothing and things like that.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel about that kind of product placement? You would say that's a better use of it?
Well, I see.
But it's not as like, for me, I'm like, I don't know what that suit is and I'll never get it. Also, I wouldn't look good in it.
I get, but I mean, what is weirdest to me about that is that, okay, in the last couple of movies, the suits are all made by Tom Ford, who's a well-regarded designer. But firstly, the suits he makes for the film don't look anything like the suits he makes like for his own fashion line.
Why is that?
I don't know, but also they fit really poorly. He looks like a sausage in all those movies. Have you
But
noticed?
he's so muscular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think I
Well,
mentioned
he's got
this.
fighting jackets.
Yeah,
doesn't
I've
he?
mentioned this on the show before. Fun fact that's only fun to me.
Yeah.
But he has, in the last couple of Bond movies, Daniel Craig has 2 sets of wardrobe, like identical sets of wardrobe. One is like, it's called the hero wardrobe, I believe. And it's so tight that he can't move in it.
Right,
So
yeah.
like if he's just standing somewhere,
Like a sausage.
like a sausage, he's standing there and it's so like, and he wants to show up his rippling biceps or whatever.
Yeah.
He's got them in a certain size, which is too small.
Yeah.
But if he needs to do anything, presumably they have to strip him naked on set and then put an identical set of clothes on him that's a size bigger.
So he could wave
So he
his
can
arms.
literally do anything. If he needs to jump or kick or punch or whatever, they have to put the biggest suit on him. It's embarrassing. Just give him one suit that fits.
Did you with
He looks like an idiot. And also, the point, the thing about Bond is, like, the idea is he dresses well.
Yeah.
Like, but the original version of Bond, he dresses well because in that era, everybody just wore a suit.
Right, yeah.
If you're a businessman, you wore a suit and tie, or if you went to a casino, it had some sort of veneer of being classy, so you'd wear a tuxedo.
Sure, yeah.
But the idea was, he doesn't stand out in any way. But if you saw Daniel Craig at like an airport wearing his tiny little sausage suit, like he's with his little drainpipe trousers and his bulging glutes coming out the back, you'd be like, who's that guy?
Yeah.
Like you'd go businessman,
killer?
killer. Exactly. Yeah. Like, did his suit shrink in the wash?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or does he work at like a fashion, like is he the most fashionable
That's
assassin?
a really good point. I think the Brosnan era make an effort to cash him up, but in hindsight, it's the coolest casual clothes of the day.
Oh, yeah.
But they look ridiculous now.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, because I went to at the Melbourne Museum a while back, they had a James Bond exhibition.
Right.
And they had like some Brosnan era suits, and I'm like, they don't look good.
Big wide ties.
Big white, yep, exactly, yeah.
I remember the bit from Die Another Day where he comes into the hotel naked and he orders all the suits and they come in and they fit him, they measure him up and fit him for the suits then. But other than that, I don't really remember them making a big deal of any of the suits. So you think he should be more cash, more Hawaiian
Well,
shirts?
they did it well in Casino Royale.
Yes.
Because he dresses appropriate to the occasion and you wouldn't...
Yeah, well, he
You
wears...
just go past him on the street and you'd be like, there's a guy in a suit, who cares?
He gets his suit when he has to play poker. When he's in the
Yeah,
high stakes
exactly,
poker
yeah.
game. So that, you're right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And every other movie's just a sausage running around
Exactly,
in a
yeah.
tiny little suit.
Wayne's World also has a Pizza Hut
yes.
tie-in.
Well, I was
But
going to ask
they
you...
hang a lantern on it. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, I'd never. He goes, I'll never bow to any sponsor. And then he eats a delicious slice of Pizza Hut pizza.
See, there's ways to do that well.
Yeah.
And I think Wayne's World did it and killed it for everything else. Because then if
Sure,
you
right.
look at, like, Sandler does it a lot. They do,
Yep.
like, Popeye's chicken. They do Dunkin' Donuts. And it's just the worst.
Yeah, yeah.
And even though they are hanging a lantern on it,
Yeah.
it's clear that Adam Sandler's just taken 4 of his dumb friends and they just want to live on an island for
Right,
4
right.
months and
Uh-huh.
feel some
Yeah, yeah,
garbage. Yeah.
yeah.
What do you think of the Wayne's World thing, though?
Yeah, I think they did.
You
But
okay?
I mean, that was the first. That was the first
Yes.
of that kind. Really?
Yeah.
We say that, but we don't know.
Trying to think if there was other, like, blatant, like, intentionally blatant...
It only cost BMW $3 million to put the Roadster in GoldenEye.
Oh, okay. Well, that's still... It's quite a lot of money.
Well, I
isn't
mean,
it?
it's more than we have on us
Yes,
right
it is. Well, speaking of... I would never have remembered this, but in The Invention of Lying, Ricky Gervais reads the commandments off the back of a Pizza Hut box.
now.
What a movie.
Yeah, great.
It's no good. That's
stuff,
shit. What else we got here? I got a list here, Mason.
Okay, I'm ready.
Go through some stuff.
Okay.
Sony, like they feel their movies to the brim with
Sony products.
camcorders, TVs, phones, and all that.
Except for Spider-Man Homecoming, which is a Sony.
Not as much.
No, but they use like Dell computers or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a fun fact for you. That's probably incorrect.
In Chappie, he's got they download someone's head into 10 PS4s or something like
Yeah,
that.
that's
Do you
right.
remember?
Yeah.
But one of the things that really stands out in The Amazing Spider-Man, they rectify this in Amazing Spider-Man 2, is he uses Bing. So Bing clearly gave them a lot of money to be and everybody just laughed.
Yeah, I
Because
remember.
nobody... Do you know anybody who uses Bing?
No.
Have you ever used Bing?
I've never used Bing.
I've gone to check it out to be like, oh no, this is just a worse version of Google. Or it's the same. Either way, I'm not used to it, so I'm not going to use it. Yeah.
I'll never use a search engine named after any character off Friends.
Right.
Not even gunterhunt.com. No, sir, not for me.
I bet that's something weird in German.
Yeah, don't click on it.
Let me check this out. No, site cannot be reached.
Okay, you have to buy it now.
Yes.
Otherwise, people will put something gross there.
Okay, back to Adam Sandler just quickly.
Oh, here we go.
One of the most blatant bits, and I don't remember this because I don't remember the movie, but I watched a few clips on product placement. There's a big in Little Nicky.
Oh, yes.
Which is a terrible film. Mm-hmm. That voice, the whole thing, it's no good. But there's a bit where he's always talking about how good Popeye's chicken is, and
Yeah, right.
it's the best chicken, and I've come to Earth, and Popeye chicken, the best thing in the world. And then at the end, the demons rush him, and he magics a big bucket of Popeye's chicken, and they say Popeye's chicken is the shizney. That's what they say. That's
why you said that thing earlier.
that's why I said it earlier. Yes,
Right. That's what you were
because it was
thinking
in my
of.
head. Yeah. Do you remember when Superman?
That's the worst.
That's the worst thing ever. Yeah.
But that's all he does now. Like Jack
Yeah.
and Jill is the same.
Yeah.
Like that's got Al Pacino in like a Dunkin' Donuts
Yes.
commercial and etc.
Dunkachino.
Exactly, Dunkachino.
No, really, that's what he says.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's insane. That was because Red Letter Media did the Ghostbusters review, and they kept bringing it up. In Superman 2, he flies into a Marlboro truck and smokes it.
I was going to say how
has a
did
quick
he smoke
dart.
in the way? A quick 1,000 darts. He flies through one side, he smokes all the durries in the Marlboro truck, and then he flies out the other end, and then the truck driver gets out and he looks in the empty truck and he's like, "Doo," and he throws his hat. That's what happens, right?
That's what happens, yeah. What?
Oh man, those were the days when
I
you
don't
just
think
advertised smoking.
You can't do that anymore, can you? I think there's laws against it.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Can you put them on race cars still? I don't know.
Yes,
You can.
I think
okay.
sporting events are exempt for some
Okay,
reason.
right.
I think maybe because the exertion of sport.
You need to refresh your lungs.
Well, yeah, and it well outmatches the burning of your lungs from smoking. So
That's-
it's fine. It's
that's
totally
very
fine.
true,
If
yeah.
anything, smoking at a sporting event is healthy.
Do you remember in The Island when they...
No. Whatever you're going to say, no.
I bet you do remember this.
Wait, I was thinking The Island to Dr. Moreau. I might remember The Island. Go ahead.
Okay, where there's a lot of product placement in that. It's a Michael Bay movie.
Oh, of course.
Where they go into...
Oh, speaking of Michael Bay product placement, most of his movies, The Army.
Oh, that's true. It is, yeah.
Just The Army. Because he
gets his stuff for free.
He gets everything. They let him use the equipment, like actual military equipment, for free, provided he pays for all the stuff he uses, I assume
Yes.
the fuel and the bullets.
They wouldn't give him bullets, surely.
I don't know.
You have to bring his own bullets.
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's an
I
interesting
bet
tactic.
I bet they give him real bullets,
They do make the army look like super sexy and
Yeah.
and
and they never give up.
they never give up and whatever. Tad Hamilton, you can't stop him.
Exactly, you can't.
But in The Island, Scarlett Johansson and Ewan McDonald,
Correct.
Ewan McGregor have a virtual reality Xbox fight.
I have no memory
At
of
the
that.
start, they're both standing on different pads,
Uh-huh.
and then there's holograms of them in the middle fighting in the middle, and it's all life size.
Uh-huh.
And it's just them doing judo on each other in a Microsoft hologram, in an Xbox hologram. If only, Mason. If only that was the world we lived in. Got another one?
What about Castaway?
Yeah, a lot of that. One of the big points of that movie is the FedEx. Yeah. Do you like it? See, I think that's okay.
How so?
Because I
Couldn't they have made a fake?
Yeah, but I think it's sometimes weirder if it is fake.
Right.
But I guess they could have just
Like
been.
if it was Gunter Courier.
Yes, that's right. Let me just buy that just quickly.
Yeah, if you could.
But no, I think you know what. They could have just been blank parcels
Yeah.
then, I guess. Yeah.
Well, look, I initially thought they did that for free, like they just put it in.
All right, really.
But I've looked into it now, and apparently they worked with the filmmakers over the 2-year production. They provide access to vehicles, uniforms, facilities, blah, blah, blah. So...
When is there any of that in that movie?
What's that?
Like, isn't it just parcels? Where did they go to a FedEx? Like, you know...
I can't remember.
Like a FedEx
Maybe it's
mailing
deleted scenes,
center
I
or
don't know.
whatever. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But there's that one FedEx box that he doesn't open, remember? Because it's got...
It's got Marcellus Wallace's soul in it.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
And the Brad Pitt's wife's head from Seven.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Gwyneth Paltrow, sorry.
It's before she was famous. But I think the director of that movie, I think it was Robert Zemeckis, was it? I might be wrong,
Zemeckis, yeah.
He's joked that in that last FedEx box that he doesn't open, there's a satellite phone in there.
Great.
Yeah. You would open it, wouldn't you?
Yes.
You'd open everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what did he think was in it?
He's joked that there was a satellite.
No, but what did Tom Hanks's character think?
No,
was
it was just kind of a metaphor for him. And when he leaves the island, he'll deliver it and
That's
whatever.
okay,
and then he
yeah.
ends up doing it.
That's right.
What a movie.
Well, sucks to be everybody else.
Certainly does. Remember the bit where he knocks his tooth out with a... he knocks his own tooth out with a... I was going to say a rollerblade with an ice skate. Remember that bit?
Yes.
That's product placement for ice skates, isn't it?
And getting your teeth knocked out.
Correct.
You having trouble bloody doing it? Wait, I can't think of anything.
Great job.
What require you to have? What would be detrimental having too many teeth?
Crowded mouth.
Yep. You having trouble fitting 10 crazy straws in your mouth? Pull some teeth out.
Do you remember E.T., the Reese's Pieces?
Yeah, sort of. We never really got
We
Reese's.
don't have them. Yeah, we get the
Reese's
cups now. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's a relatively recent thing.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
They're still in like the international section of the supermarket.
Yes, they
That's weird.
So they're like peanut butter.
They're peanut butter covered in
M&Ms
chocolate. In my
kind of things?
opinion, there's too much peanut butter.
Oh, really? In
Yeah.
the world?
Yes.
You would get rid of it?
I would get
What
rid
would you
of it.
replace it with? Acid.
Yeah, acid, yeah.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, because that was wasn't there a big thing where for that E.T. movie, the only E.T. movie,
Yeah.
where it
There's a
was...
sequel that's a novel.
Yeah, well, they were talking about making a sequel back on his home world or something.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I've seen it, I've never read it.
I think there's a sequel game. I think
Nice.
that's on PS2 or something.
Nice. He's probably a secret character in Mortal Kombat X.
Probably. But he's... What is it? I think it was going to be M&M's or whatever. It was like a whole thing at the time or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't remember. That's as much as I know about that.
Fantastic.
But you know Mac and Me, which is like
oh,
the
yeah.
E.T. knockoff.
That was a McDonald's.
There's a, yeah, well, I think it was partially paid for by McDonald's, and also there's a dance sequence in a McDonald's with Ronald McDonald.
Nice.
What happened to Ronald
The
McDonald?
real Ronald McDonald?
Well, they swap him out every ad so that kids don't get attached to
No, but I mean
anyone.
the real Ronald
Oh,
McDonald.
yeah, no, the real
It was the
child
real-
molester Ronald McDonald.
Precisely.
Yeah. Oh, man. David, I used to work at McDonald's, Mason. You remember that?
Yeah,
I
I remember.
was there at the time when that movie came out, the guy who ate all the McDonald's and
Supersize Me.
nearly died.
I wish it was called The Guy Who Ate All the McDonald's. And that's how he was referred to. Like, every time he does a new thing, he's like, hey, it's me, the guy who ate all the McDonald's.
I remember though they went into panic mode, and there were a lot of people like I worked with who were in denial about it. They're kind of like, isn't it ridiculous? Well, but I mean, come on, it's a bit
Oh,
much.
like your manager, like your
Yeah.
store manager, right?
And they're like, do you think it's a bit much? And I'm like, first of all, I don't care.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
sure.
there to flip burgers, right?
All right, uh-huh.
But I just,
And steal stuff.
and steal stuff. No, I'd never. I'm not a steely worky guy.
Okay.
But
A thief.
I think that's right.
A steely worky guy.
But it was kind of like, well, yeah, that's what would happen. This is what we're doing here. We're not curing cancer. We're giving people terrible food.
Giving people cancer, if
That's
anything.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember there's a bit Jurassic. There's a lot of Mercedes in Jurassic World. There's a
Right,
bit
yeah.
where Chris Pratt drinks a bottle of Coke.
Uh-huh.
And I remember
Oh,
thinking,
yeah, that's right.
no, you look like that.
And he's-
You haven't had a Coke in 4 years.
Exactly, that's
Yeah.
right. No sugar, no carbs for that guy.
Yeah.
Exactly. He's got some abs.
You better believe
That's
it.
right. I remember that. And it really lingered. Anytime it really lingers, or there's a pace happening, and then the product placement destroys the pace. We talked about this before.
Yeah.
There's an episode of Bones.
Yes.
This happened. It was a few shows. They decided to. I think it was Volkswagen decided that they were going to promote their like automated parking assist in a lot of shows.
Right, yeah.
And so there was like a couple of months where there was a scene in, like, you'd be watching your favorite TV show, Bones, starring Angel's David Boreanaz
And Bones.
And Bones, where they're like, we've got to go, we're going to solve this murder, there's no time to lose. And then they get in their car and they get to the destination and there's a pause and then one of the characters is like, what are you doing? Your hands aren't on the steering wheel. And they're like, well, I don't have to because the Volkswagen's painted in parking assist. I just have to set the thing and there's a sonar and the blah, blah, blah. And then it's like a full minute, which in a
38-minute show.
In a whodunit murder mystery action procedural, a full minute of somebody like letting their hands off the wheel of a car as it's slowly like, and they're like, oh, that's so smooth and safe.
As they look amazed. Yeah, that's a long time.
Awful.
Yeah.
That is absolute. I don't know who okayed that or who thought that would work.
Yeah.
But that is absolutely the worst way to do that.
I will buy...
That being said, I would love to have one of those
No,
cars.
see, I would buy one when it's fully automated. I can park a car.
Sure,
That's not a problem.
But you don't want to park a car.
No, I want to know. I'll reverse park a car. I'm better at reverse parking than I am forward parking. But when a car can fully drive itself, that's when I'm on board.
Okay.
I'm not buying some half-assed car that
Sure,
can
right.
half drive itself. It's ridiculous. It's like buying half a horse.
Wait, which half?
The front, I
Yeah, the
guess.
front half. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it can still sort of get where it's going.
It can drag itself.
It can leave some entrails behind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're right.
You mentioned this in our Mission Impossible episode, and I don't know for what company it is, but a lot of the plot for Mission Impossible 2 is around a digital camera with a postage stamp-sized screen.
That's right.
Do you remember anything about that in
Not
particular?
really, no.
But they're pausing to look at it, aren't they,
Yeah.
then?
Bond, once again, Bond, there's a scene in Quantum of Solace where he has to identify all the various members of Quantum, the evil
Of Solace.
terrorist organization of Solace. And he uses his Sony Xperia or whatever,
good.
and he's like, "Oh, I'm getting the clearest photos ever. This is amazing." Again,
Haven't you got a button that's a camera or whatever?
exactly. Or
Well, that's also with Mission Impossible. In the first movie, they wear glasses that take video.
Yeah, right.
Like real-time video.
Exactly.
And yet in the second one, he's holding a little digital
Exactly.
camera
The
up.
point, Bond, it shouldn't require a thing where he has to get out his mobile phone.
No.
You know what I mean? He's all about... Give him go back old school, like he's got a gigantic box brownie camera covered in leatherette. Like it's very British. It's all made of brass. I was speaking about Mission Impossible and Mr. Cruise generally.
Sticky gloves?
You know what he does that apparently in terms of product placement? He saves models of sunglasses. Like if he wears a pair of sunglasses in a movie, they get a massive sales bump. Like in
Really?
Risky Business, like he wore the Wayfarers.
I love
and
my-
that year they
yeah,
sold
my favourite, man.
they sold 400,000 pairs of Wayfarers after the movie came out. 'Cause they're and then in Top Gun he wears the Aviators.
And then aviators
And
are cool.
they had a 40% increase or something like that.
Not as good as
Why doesn't he do it anymore?
movement.
Because he's creepy.
Sunglasses. Yeah, because yes.
Because he's a real creep. Exactly.
He still wears them though to hide his dead lizard eyes.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Because if you look into his eyes long enough,
You'll fall in love with him.
You'll fall in love with him or steal his soul. If you're a woman, you'll fall in love with him and he has no control over that. But if
Yeah.
you're a man, you'll steal his soul and he can't have that. So,
Not again.
mm-hmm.
Do you remember the movie Evolution?
yeah, David Duchovny,
David-
Orlando Jones.
It was a kind of
Sean William Scott.
Yep, it was a kind of a spiritual sequel to Ghostbusters. Like a lot of the original Ghostbusters people were involved in that.
Huh.
I think it was a Harold Ramis film.
Might have been a Harold Ramis film.
But they kill the alien monster with Head and Shoulders.
Oh, that's right.
And then at the end, there's an actual Head and Shoulders ad.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of situation where that's an owning it where I'm okay with it. It's like, yeah, okay. I mean, I don't think it's a great movie, but
Sure,
you know,
right.
they've stepped up to it. Head and Shoulders have clearly approached them and they went, all right, we'll just say that it's got some sodium whatever in it that it could destroy a big alien.
That feels like something that could backfire,
Right.
where people would be like, well, I'm not putting that on my head.
No, because it kills monsters.
Monsters. I mean, aren't we all monsters in a way?
Sure.
I've done some terrible things in my life. And in a way, I feel like a monster, so I'm not going to wear... What I'm saying is they're
I'm
going to...
keeping the dandruff.
Yeah. What I'm saying is they're going to lose the demographic of, serial killers who have dandruff.
Oh, right, yeah.
So...
A lot of serial killers would have dandruff, I'd imagine. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you remember the Truman Show makes an effort to make product placement weird?
How so?
Well, in the universe, his wife is like, check out this coffee, isn't it great? And initially he's just like, okay. And then when he starts breaking down, she
That's
tries it and he's like, who are you talking to? What's going on? I think that's a really good use of it as well, actually. Yeah. Yeah. He did get out in the end, didn't he?
Or did he? What if it
That's
was
another-
What if it was a Truman Show inside a Truman
You'd
Show?
always think that, wouldn't you?
You've just blown my mind. I've just blown your mind, haven't I?
You blow my mind, yeah.
Like a Matrix in a Matrix.
There's a lot of Dr. Pepper in Forrest Gump.
I have no memory of that.
He has to pee when he's meeting the president because he drinks like 15 Dr. Peppers.
Well, that is a sales impediment, if anything.
You pee too much.
You pee too much. If you're gonna meet the president,
Yeah.
don't drink Dr. Pepper.
I used to love Dr. Pepper when I was a kid, and then they took it away.
I've had one Dr. Pepper in my life.
Yeah. And I had it relatively recently.
It was given to me free at a train station.
Yes, that's
and I'm
how
like,
life-
not for
I'm like,
me.
Yeah.
I'll try it again. I'll try it again tonight.
It's no good. I don't.
Why did you drink it so much then?
No. As a kid, I did.
Ugh.
Like, I get it like once a week
What
or
does it
whatever.
taste like?
People say like cough syrup and that, but I don't know whether it does. It's like a cherry Coke, I guess.
Okay.
But I had one recently-ish, and I'm like, oh, this is no good. But there's also Nike in Forrest Gump. There's also Apple stocks. Like he buys.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, some
a bunch
fruit
of stuff
company
in
or
it.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then
but
it
it's-
turns out to be Apple.
and a shrimp, like it's a real shrimp company.
Bubblegum
I
Shrimp
think.
Company is a real shrimp, and it's a real shrimp restaurants.
And there's also Nikes in Back to the Future, which is the
he
coolest thing
He has
ever.
the Nike. He has self-lacing Nike shoes in Back to the Future too.
Yes.
Which what Nike does for some, despite the fact that they would sell 1 million pairs if they released them, what they do is they make like 10 pairs. They're called the Nike Mag, and they
Right.
release like 10 pairs a year, and they sell them off for charity. Which
Okay.
I guess is a nice thing to do.
Sure.
It's nice to get Michael J. Fox up there and sell these shoes for charity, and everybody has but give me a Nike Mag. I'm not paying 20 grand for a pair, all right?
And also, I guess they do it because they've like cut off a lot of kids' hands in third world countries making.
Oh yeah,
Nike
they're bad
shoes.
people. I just
Yeah.
remembered. Yeah.
We were talking about refreshing drinks before.
Oh yeah.
World War Z. There's a bit where Brad Pitt pauses for a full minute to drink a Pepsi.
Nice.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Weird. I remember thinking it was quite funny, but I don't know whether it was supposed to be funny.
Oh, because it's right at the end.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. I thought that was fine.
Okay.
Because if he just drank a generic soda, like imagine he just drank a grey can that had nothing, I just said soda on it. I'd be like, don't drink that. It's probably poison.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But it's I'm okay with that. That scene was funny because he poisons himself. He infects himself.
Yes, to see if the virus and
And
whatever.
the zombies ignore him because they think he's dead.
That's
I
right.
remember the plots of films.
Yeah, you remember films.
Yeah.
You remember Pepsis and films.
Mm-hmm.
Fight Club kind of does it ironically as well. It's like, your IKEA furniture sucked and you're a dickhead, and
Yeah, sure.
Dunkin' Donuts, but you're an idiot.
See, that's an interesting question, I guess, is that if you put in IKEA sucks,
Yeah.
do you have to pay? Did IKEA get on board with that, I wonder?
Can you do it without like not taking any money
I think
for
you
it?
can. Yeah, I think you can. I'm going to look that up, actually. I think you can, but I think if you...
It has to serve the purpose of the story. You can't just go out of your way to be like, Coke is poison or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. But I also think that it's fair game. Like if you have an IKEA product,
Yeah.
you can review an IKEA product. Why not review it in a movie
That's a
by
good
saying
point,
it's...
yeah.
So... But I guess if you disparaged it enough, they could sue you.
Right, okay.
So, I've looked up Fight Club IKEA lawsuit just in case there is one. The first one says judge blasts IKEA for ignoring order in deadly dresser lawsuit. I don't think that's related.
What?
I don't know. Anyway, it's a mystery.
Someone got their hand
Yeah,
severed by
but I guess,
IKEA.
but a lot of people would say,
You know what? Fuck IKEA also.
Really?
Just give me something that's together.
Oh, that's been
you know this
assembled.
desk? I had
Yes.
to go back twice because they didn't have the legs.
Yeah.
So I got what I wanted. I went there because, you collected all at the end.
Uh-huh.
Got to walk through their maze of a store.
Yep.
And then I had to go back for the legs.
Here's the thing, though.
Just give me a desk
Here's
that's
the thing.
assembled.
Here's the thing.
I know why they do it as well.
So you have to go back?
It was ownership. So if you build it, you feel like you've got ownership over it. I
Ah.
don't want to build a cabinet. Just give me a cabinet.
I like IKEA.
but I'm-
Anyway,
Yeah.
what I'm saying is you've got a certain amount of, you're allergic to technology. Like this is true. You're bad at technology. You know this.
true.
You're aware of this. I've given you, like in the past, I've given you CDs that I've burned and they're blank when you get them. I don't understand how
that
you
really
even do
happen?
it. Yes, that happened at least once. But what I'm saying is, I
How
think
is that my fault if you give me a blank CD?
no, I'm saying it had stuff on it when I gave it. Like I tested it and I gave it to you, and then it was blank. Like I'm saying, you can erase like burn CDs. What I'm saying is that I think your allergy to technology extends to IKEA.
Okay.
I'm saying that would not happen to anyone else but you.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Like what?
I don't even think they deliver.
Yeah,
or
right.
they don't hear, or they didn't used to.
Uh-huh.
I just think it annoys me when you buy something and then it turns up and you have to assemble it.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Like, it's fair enough you got to screw the feet on a bed or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
I
right.
get it, but
In Fight Club, Edward Norton, he goes through a Fernie catalogue. It's not an IKEA
it's not?
catalogue.
Okay.
But he does say, because it's in the book, he says he's become a slave to the IKEA nesting instinct. So,
very good.
but I would also think that in a lot of cases, any publicity is good publicity. Like if you see...
Well, I
like,
remember seeing that apartment and being like, that looks pretty nice.
pretty nice,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like in V for Vendetta when they're like, it's an oppressive society and it's blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that's a nice apartment. Somebody's got a nice TV. It looks really good. Everything looks great in there.
Remember when Superman flew through the IHOP
Yeah.
at the Sears?
Yes. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Sears is in trouble. It's going
Are
on.
they?
Yeah.
Because Superman flew through all
Yeah,
this
he
stuff.
flew through all of them. He was like, I can't just leave the one. And he just flew through every Sears.
What's IHOP? That's breakfast.
The
We don't have it
International
here.
House of Pancakes. We don't have
So
it.
it's just pancakes.
And other stuff.
Make pancakes at home. I guess you can make anything at home, can't you?
Yeah. In a way you can.
I can make a desk at home,
You
Mason.
could build your own IHOP in your house, but you won't.
But I won't.
Yeah.
What do you think about Blade Runner's giant holographic Atari logos and Coca-Cola
Oh, I hate
signs?
that. No, now it's... Yeah. Because there... You mean Blade Runner 2040?
All of it, just any of
Is
it.
there, I don't think there was an Atari logo in the...
I'm sure there was.
What I'm saying is that was in the trailer for Blade Runner 2040... What is it? 6? 7? 2048? 2049.
Yeah.
There's a Atari logo, and I'm like... That's a weird...
Because I guess it's because it's from that.
It's from that era.
No,
It's
there
like
is
whenever
there
it-
is Atari in the original, but it's
Is
just
there?
like in the background. It's not like
Okay,
a giant
right.
holographic.
Okay,
whatever,
right.
yeah.
Because Atari hasn't been Atari for like 30 years at this point. Like they're
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like
since Blade Runner.
yeah, exactly. It's just a name and some intellectual property in the logo. Like most.
And the Atari Lynx
that's true. It's just a.
and
It's,
the Atari Jaguar.
it's just a thing to put on t-shirts and also the Atari Jaguar.
yes,
Yeah.
that's true. And yeah, you're right. It is. Yeah, fair enough.
But so yeah, I don't know.
Don't
But
like
again, but I don't know if I like that because it's just although I guess if
it's a
Blade
future world.
Yeah, if Blade Runner 2049 is a parallel universe where everything's turned to garbage, but also Atari still exists, I guess that's
Right.
fine.
Yeah, yeah.
They're up to the Atari 1 million at this point.
What so Fast and Furious do Coronas.
Yeah.
The last time
Well,
didn't.
They didn't, yeah.
What do they do
replaced
now?
it with Coke, right?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
And what did they replace it with? I don't know. I don't remember.
No, I can't remember either.
But my favorite bit is I think was the last one 7. So it was
8.
Was 8. So the one, whatever the one.
No,
the
it was Fate of the Furious 7.
the first, the introduction of Kurt Russell goes,
Yes.
hey, do you want a scotch or whatever? And he's like, I'm more of a Corona man. And he's like, bang. And there's like an ice cold bucket of Coronas just under his desk.
Yeah.
I
Well, that's
love
a
it.
government perk.
Yes, it is, I guess.
Yeah.
I kind of like it in the Fast and Furious films. I think it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Transformers is obviously renowned for it. There's the Japanese milk or whatever. There's the Beats pill.
Yeah.
There's the Victoria's Secret bus. There's the Bud Light that he drinks in the street.
There's all the cars.
There's all the cars, which I guess is Fast and Furious as well. There's the Oreo robot.
Oh yeah. There's
Yeah.
a Mountain Dew vending machine that turns into a killer robot.
Killer, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're awful. Because they're not clever. They don't even try to hide it.
Yeah, right.
It's just awful. Yeah, that's my least. But also, it's funny to me seeing it. The bit where I watched it today, where Mark Wahlberg drinks the beer, it's all foamy, and he like spits some of it out. Like it doesn't.
Do you think it was real beer on set?
Also, it would have been warm because it
I've
was
never
in
had a Budweiser. Have you ever had a Budweiser?
Not like no, I would have, but not like those. Like not in a weird shiny blue metallic can. Also, it's been sitting in a truck, so it's not cold, is it?
Sure, right.
What's a warm beer to spit on the
it's
street?
It's not a box of cigarettes in a Marlboro truck that you can just smoke all day to your heart's content because they're always good, always ready to smoke. You're right. It's been in a truck.
This is a relatively recent.
But I guess if you got a problem,
yeah, well, that's right.
you'll drink a warm.
Well, yeah, yeah. Krispy Kreme Power Rangers. The whole.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
So weird.
So weird.
Yeah.
Just make it a local donut shop.
Yeah, exactly.
I get anytime
They keep saying it, which is the weirdest
right?
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel not even Elizabeth Banks, like being funny around it, could save that.
Well, she wasn't really funny in that movie.
Exactly.
So.
She could, She should have been more cackling, I feel.
Yeah, she could
Like
have.
the original Rita
She could have
Repulsa.
cackled it up.
Cackle it up.
I only just saw this one again today. I don't remember this at all.
Uh-huh.
There's a Hot Wheels toy set in Green Lantern, and then there's a bit where he saves somebody by making a giant Hot Wheels track and a Hot Wheels car.
Yes, that is true.
That's crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have remembered that if I'd seen that movie more than... I've seen half of it, mate. I don't
Sure,
remember.
right, yeah.
I don't remember how much I've even seen of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
This is a relatively famous one. Demolition Man. A big
can I think of this?
Yeah, probably.
3 seashells.
Yes. How do
The
they
3
work?
seashells at toilet situation.
How do they work?
Dunno.
What did he wipe his bum with when he left as well? Because
Yeah.
he couldn't work it out. Did he not wipe his bum?
No, if you remember, he swore a lot and he kept getting fines.
I used those.
And then he got they printed there. It's not a utopian
Paperless
future, but it's
society.
not paperless. So
Oh, okay,
so
right,
he just
And had the iPad in it as well, or some variation on the iPad. I
okay,
can't
right.
remember.
Yeah.
But there was the fast food wars, and Taco Bell won.
That's right.
So, but if you live in anywhere other than the US, Taco Bell is owned by a company called Yum Brands, and they also own Pizza Hut. So if you're in any other country in the world, all the Taco Bell logos are replaced with Pizza Hut, and all the dialogue is dubbed horrendously.
Really?
Yeah.
What did we get? Did we get Pizza Hut?
We must have, because we don't have Taco Bell here.
We have Taco Bill.
We have Taco Bell.
We have this shameless knockoff Taco Bill. It's a real place.
Does it still exist?
Yeah, there's a chain. There's one in my work.
Is it good?
I don't know. I've never been.
Is it just tacos? What are they doing?
They do a burrito.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, they do
Yeah.
a margarita.
They do a margarita. What, like
No,
an
the drink, not the
alcoholic
pizza.
margarita
Correct. Yeah.
at a fast food
a
place?
restaurant.
I thought that was a German thing, serving beer in McDonald's or whatever.
Well, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, that was really weird.
We also have Hungry Jack's instead of Burger King. If anybody else is wondering, there was a guy in like Queensland who owned a company, who owned a burger place called the Burger King, and then they couldn't use it, so there's there's thousands of restaurants in Australia called Hungry Jack's.
But it's actually Burger King.
It's actually Burger King.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did a marketing law subject where
We get it. You've got a lot of degrees.
I've been into many places, Mason. I know a lot of. I don't remember anything I've ever done.
Yeah, same.
Like you couldn't.
Yeah.
You give me $1 million to. Anyway.
Well, that's perfect marketing. Clearly, you've learned. Give me $1 million.
Give me $1 million. I've got some movies here that are built around brands.
Okay.
So you got like your G.I. Joes, your Dungeons and Dragons, your Cluedo, where it's like a toy product.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay. I was going to say.
But I'm talking like Harold and Kumar go to White Castle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Are they really that good, those burgers?
They're teeny tiny.
Are they?
Yeah.
But that's better. I'd rather a teeny tiny good burger than a giant pile of shit.
Sure, right.
Is that just me?
No, you're not wrong.
Maybe I'm old fashioned that way. The Wizard is a Nintendo Power Glove
isn't it
Super
though?
Mario
Yeah.
3 ad.
I remember that reveal where the guy goes, Super Mario 3, and everybody cheers wildly.
Did you know that at the time that what it was going to be going in? Did you see it at the cinema?
Yes.
Right. So did that blow your mind?
No, I don't think I was even into Nintendo that much at the time.
Okay, so like, who cares?
It's very confusing.
And there was that kid who was super good at games.
Yeah, it's a
He got the
bad
high
It's a
score on it.
bad movie.
It is a bad
real
movie.
bad.
So I guess Super Mario Brothers movie kind of there's a Nintendo scope is in it.
No, it is too. No,
So,
look,
it's not the same
That's
as-
not. I feel
yeah.
if anything, that is anti-product placement. That is anti. If you wanted somebody to not buy a Nintendo product, if somebody was like, "Man, I'm thinking about buying that Nintendo Switch,"
Yeah.
and you showed them Super Mario Brothers and said, "This is Nintendo produced this," they'd be like, "Nah."
Well, they've never made a movie since. So yeah. That Google one with Vince Vaughn.
Oh, let's all work at Google.
It's like a really unfunny, boring version of Silicon Valley.
Nice.
It's horrible.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Emoji Movie, I guess, is. But is Emoji a product? Do you know what I mean? Like, who owns emojis?
Somebody must own emojis.
Yeah.
Because
Sony, I guess, because they made it.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I
I'm
don't know.
going to Google that. I'm going to Google who owns emojis. I bet it's a German company.
Probably.
It's probably that German company who owned the MP3.
Gunter Emoji.
Yeah, good emoji. Got to buy it. Number one, topic in Google was who owns poop emoji. It says who owns poop emoji. Our emoji protected by copyright. Here we go. Let's talk about something else in the meantime.
Maybe you can own specific emojis.
Right.
So, like, Apple own
Uh-huh.
the whatever emoji and the... Yeah. I like signing off a message with just a emoji that doesn't make sense in the context of the conversation.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Apple and other producers of digital devices either create, buy, or license the fonts included. No, that's not it. The emoji that appear on your iPhone or Android keyboard are used under the set of a legal arrangement. It still doesn't say who owns them.
But surely, because they have like flags of the world in there, you can't. Would you pay a license for that?
Yeah, you would, because it's somebody has made that.
That particular
has drawn that specifically.
But you would think that if you were Apple,
Sure.
you'd just make a slight variation on the Italian
sure, that's probably what
flag
they do.
and-
Yeah.
Okay. No answers?
No.
Oh, well, you
The internet
tried.
has no answers.
I got some examples here of kind of movies that I think there's movies where it's weirder if you don't specifically reference the thing that you're doing.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so like The Social Network, it's not a Facebook movie in terms
Yeah.
of, it's not promoting Facebook.
Uh-huh.
But if they had made some generic,
If they'd made a
Knock
book
off.
face, exactly.
Yeah, then or
my face.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
face space.
Space,
Or,
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's weird. It's the same with like the founder, which is like the McDonald's.
Yeah, right.
Like it's not you know what the weird thing about that is?
They made it Face Burger.
Facebook. Yeah.
Or Gunter Burger.
The kitchen.
.com.
The kitchen's pretty much the same. Like
Right,
the
okay.
layout.
Uh-huh.
It's so.
I like the one from the 60s.
Yeah, I
Wow.
mean, it's slight. There's slight variations, but
There's got to be a desk for all day breakfast.
yes,
now, so-
that's right.
Yeah.
If you put that in front of me,
Yes.
I could make a burger. I dream about it.
Wow.
Still, it's that in me. Yeah,
wow.
That burnt it into my brain.
Because I've got a surprise for you.
It's your old boss.
Yeah. I've seen, it's so ingrained with you that once we were watching TV and we saw there was an ad for some new McDonald's product, and like the beautiful model teen who was making the product was like putting the thing here and thing here and thing here, and you went, sauce goes on the bottom. Like they're wrong. Sauce goes on the bottom.
It does go on the bottom. When I left,
Yes.
McDonald's.
Amicably or
No,
explosively?
I left. I don't think I've ever. I know the service station I worked at didn't end well. That wasn't my fault.
You blew it up RoboCop style.
I did, yes. No, because at the service station I got accused of not doing my work.
Right.
And I'm like, there's like 3 jobs. You man the till, you mop the floor.
Yeah.
Or whatever, and you restack the newspapers.
Yeah.
You also have security cameras. So why don't you fucking look at them and you tell me whether I'm doing my job?
Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
Yeah, but anyway. McDonald's, when I left, my boss tried to sign me up for a pyramid scheme for the goji berry juice. Like, as
Okay.
I was walking out the door.
Huh.
He's like, hey, so you interested in... And I'm like, no.
Yeah, right.
Obviously not.
Yeah. I'm leaving for a lucrative job in podcasting.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
So
And
that
that's
was
invented in a decade.
So that was very bizarre.
Hmm.
Okay, so this is a good example. I think like Rush. Have you ever seen the movie Rush? It's a Ron Howard film. It's about Formula One. It's got
No,
Chris
I've not seen it.
Hemsworth. It's really good.
Oh.
They've got all the...
Howard and Hemsworth. What a power combination.
That's right. They've got... Well, they also did that Moby Dick one together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What a combination.
50% strike rate power combination.
But he... what was I going to say? Yeah, that I think that... Because it's set in the 70s or 60s, I don't even remember. It works because they've got the aesthetic of...
Yeah, right.
I think that that's a really good example of kind of using it well. It'd be weird if it was fake brands or no brands, is what,
That's
I'm,
true,
is
yeah.
what I'm saying, yeah. I think that's all of them. Got any more?
I was going to close out with Idiocracy.
Okay, sure.
Which in...
Gatorade? What are they?
Braundo.
What's that?
Gatorade is... Gatorade is in there because it's
water
got
the
it's,
plants with
it's
it or
got
something?
it's got what plants need.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
But also in Idiocracy, Costco's are like city sized. You can like live in a Costco.
Right, okay.
Which is pretty close.
Yeah,
To where
yeah.
you can, yeah.
We don't have those here at all, do we?
Yeah. And the Secretary of State gives a public address, and it's sponsored by Carl's Jr., the burger chain.
Is that...
Also, Starbucks gives hand jobs. I don't know if you recall that. It's been expanded.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't know how they got away with that, but
Is that movie ahead of its time,
Yeah.
or is it not, or is it no good?
no, it's way ahead of its time.
But is it actually funny?
Yeah.
Okay, because I remember seeing it
I
not
mean, I
being
haven't
that
seen it in a
impressed
long
with
time.
Yeah.
But I remember enjoying it.
Okay.
Yeah. If anything, it's a little tame
Right.
compared
yeah.
to what's going to happen in the next couple of years.
We're all
We're all gonna die. Yeah.
Nuclear fire.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
I really don't want to die in a nuclear fire.
Me
I can't stress
neither.
that enough.
Same.
Also, I'm going to the States in a few weeks. If you could just not kick off a nuclear war when I'm over there,
That'd be nice.
that'd be
wouldn't it?
great.
Yeah. or a race war.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
Just any
kind of
war.
war. Yeah.
Maybe a sales war.
Oh, that'd be nice.
That'd be
wouldn't it?
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what it's time for.
Oh, what we read and what we're gonna read.
Correct.
Our famous segment.
That's yeah.
Let's do the thing where I say what we read and
Yeah, we'll do
then
it
you
now.
say what we're gonna read,
We did it already, didn't we?
and then we do a theme.
Yes.
Nice. All right, let's do it.
I'm doing the thing. What are we reading today? What are you?
Oh, I
Reading or
watched.
going to
Look, I
read?
was on Netflix watching some more Rick and Morty, which of course is delightful.
When does the episodes come? Because I don't think they're
Saturdays?
instant.
I think maybe they're a couple of days behind.
Yeah.
But you can also just steal. They just get put up on Facebook now.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
they do.
Rick and Morty fan pages just put up whole episodes and nothing happens.
Yeah.
Which is great.
What a great episode. Pickle
Yeah.
Rick.
Pickle Rick.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
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 And
That episode is like broken people's mind, like reviewers, and they're like, and like cartoon animators who are like, I can't do anything better than this.
yeah.
Like I've read articles where people are like, I don't know what to do anymore. So yeah, to people who are like, nah, I don't care about anymore. Anyway, what I was gonna say is I watched that, and then I was like, oh, what else is on here? I
Yeah.
haven't watched Justice League Dark, so I watched 5 minutes of that and I switched it off.
Was that the relatively
The
recent
animated
one?
one.
Okay, right.
No good.
No
It's
good?
No
Oh,
good.
that sucks.
It's. I mean, potential. Look, maybe I'll give it another 10 minutes. It's not that the concept is bad, or the plot is bad, or the characters are bad. It's just that it's so generic, cliched, and
Right.
kind of, the Justice League are up in their, in their headquarters, and they're like, oh, there's all this magic happening, and I think it's supernatural forces, and Batman's like, what if I think it's just crazy people, and they're like, maybe we should check it out, Batman. He's like, maybe you should spend some more time on the streets. It's like that kind of.
God, okay.
Like, it's all real cliche, and it doesn't look, and again, this is my bias, but it doesn't have Kevin Conroy as the voice of Batman. It's just it's got somebody who's, I assume, more famous. I think it's a famous person.
Okay.
And it's got
look that up just quickly.
different voices for Superman and what have you. So I was not on board. I'll give it another 10 minutes.
What was
but
it called? Dark.
Justice League Dark.
Alright. Justice League. Yeah, they're not all winners, Mason, are
They're
they?
not all winners, yeah.
Some are though.
Like it didn't have any.
That's from this year.
Yeah, it didn't fit. And like the opening sequence is this woman is driving she's some sort of rich businesswoman, and she's driving a car, and she starts hallucinating demons.
Right.
And she gets out of her car, and she's like, I'm a rich businesswoman, and like somebody like rear ends her car, and she gets out, and she's like, this has caused so much damage to my car, not that I couldn't afford it, but because I'm rich, but I'm gonna sue you, whatever. It's like the weirdest.
What is that?
It's this, and I know it's a cartoon for children, but
Yeah.
but you can write dialogue that sounds like actual people would speak it.
Jason O'Mara is Batman, who was in the. He's the commander of S.H.I.E.L.D., the invincible guy. He was in the American version of Life on Mars.
Oh yeah, okay.
That fella,
Well, he was
yeah.
no good. Just to be clear, I like him in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Nah,
that
we
I've seen
got
in.
him. And also Matt Ryan is Constantine, who played him in the,
Oh yeah,
the live action.
that show that again I got maybe half an hour into of the first episode and never watched again.
He's crushing it for you, isn't he?
Yeah, he's really 0% strike rate. This guy, good on him. Oh, Jerry O'Connell's Superman. That's a shame.
Oh, okay.
And Rosario Dawson's Wonder Woman, but
that's a
they
good
can all go to
cast.
hell.
Yeah.
Quite frankly,
Die in a ditch.
they can all die in a ditch.
I read the K2SO Origin one-shot comic.
Oh yeah,
It's all right.
and this is Alan Tudyk's character in Rogue One.
Yes.
How'd it go?
It's not bad. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Is it funny?
It's funny. It's
Does
just
he start out snarky?
yeah, a little bit. And
Really?
there's also just a switch on him that you can just kind of switch him
I'll
off.
snark on or off.
Yeah. No, I mean just to kind of reprogram him. So it's
Oh.
kind of weird where it's that easy. You wouldn't put a panel over it. I know. Just that's what I'm,
You
that's
really
what I'm
would, yeah,
thinking,
right. Exactly.
Mason, you know we like to promote other shows here
We
sometimes.
do. That's true.
I mean, our greatest fear is that one of them will grow bigger than us and destroy us.
Oh,
and
yeah,
and
sure.
engulf us.
yeah.
But
We'll open the door here, and we're just being surrounded by the members of Dragon Friends. And they beat us with sticks. Yeah, no, I tried to think of one with enough members to beat us with sticks.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's Dragon Friends.
I think most of them could probably beat us up.
Oh yeah, especially if they had sticks.
Yeah, yeah. So Two in the Think Tank is a show that you've been on.
I have been on.
Is that the one we decided to do? I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We thought we'd drop them into what we're reading, kind of, every now and then, maybe every week. Who knows?
Yeah.
Drop in a clip. It's you've been on it. Explain it, Mason.
So it's two friends of mine, comedians Andy Matthews and Alistair Tremblay-Birchall.
Very funny fellas.
Very funny fellas. They both write on the Sean McAuliffe show, Mad as Hell.
Which is a very funny show.
Very funny show.
Yeah.
They have a podcast where every week they attempt to come up with 5 sketch ideas or more if the first 5 aren't very good,
Yes.
which was the case on my episode. We came up with like 12 sketch ideas.
Right. Yeah.
They're super funny guys, and it's a wild ride.
It really is. And they don't really go in with anything, but
that's true, yeah.
It's crazy because and it's also a real insight in kind of, because they do this professionally.
Yeah.
Just the way that they kind of flesh out an idea and they kind of bounce
just
off
riffing,
each other.
bouncing back and forth.
It's great. It's really great. So what I'm going to do, I'll put in a short clip here.
Yeah.
It's about sausages.
Nice.
Like Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
A little sausage man in a
Love
suit.
it. I love it.
Is there anything else that we could be putting in sausages other than meat?
Just a sausage full of cream.
But would people use it for sex, or
I don't know, Alistair.
do you think? But also, like, you don't have sex with it in the way that you're picturing you would have sex with a sausage.
So
You would have sex with it in the way you would have sex with a person.
will I have the sex with people in the way that I have sex with a sausage? Imagine going to the supermarket and buying a single sausage.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to
carrying it out in
do
your
it
hand.
without smirking. But what about other things that could come in sausages? Like, I don't want to say inspirational quotes. By the way, this is our 80th episode. I feel like that's momentous in
that's
some way.
very impressive.
What's interesting about the number 80 is that if you hold it on the side, it kind of looks like 2 eyes and an open mouth, sort of ready to eat a sausage.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
Wait, no, I think we got to come up with an idea, maybe with a sausage in it. Thank you so much, everybody.
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed that. I know I did. We
too.
didn't hear it just now. There was
You probably listened to it when you put it in. I'll
Yes.
never listen to it, but I will have listened to the episode.
You would have heard it
because
anyway,
I've heard
yeah.
every episode of the bloody.
I'll link them below. I guess maybe if you want an intro, start with Mason's one. I guess if you want a smooth entry.
Yeah.
But you can literally pick any episode.
That's true. Yeah.
And we're gonna have one of them on in the next few.
Oh, yeah, we
months
totally
or-
should. That'd be great,
It'll be
yeah.
after I
Yeah.
come back, I assume. Yeah.
If I don't know if it's the episode title, but there's one quite early on. My favorite sketch ever, because the idea was that if you want to film if you want to make one of their sketches, sort of go right ahead. Like if you
Yes.
think of the idea, but they had an episode where one of the sketches is called Under a Restaurant, and it's an unfilmable sketch about a police-themed restaurant, which by nature of the fact that it's called Under a Restaurant, has to also exist underneath another restaurant. It's great. Anyway. See?
that's
talking about
very
just the
good.
name of it's fun. Anyway.
I could never think of something that clever. I could spend a year and I wouldn't think
Yeah.
of something as good as that.
Anyway, it's pretty fun. Either listen to my episode or that episode. I don't care.
Yeah, I'll link it. I'll
Yeah.
link it all below.
And again, for me, I moved house quite recently, and I just listened to episodes of that.
Yeah, you
as I was
did, yeah.
moving boxes, and it's like, oh man, this show's
very
really good.
funny, yeah.
So, anyway,
Next segment, mate.
Next segment?
if we could.
we can do it. It's our letter segment, for which we have a thing.
One was letters, oh letters, we love you. Some letters, they're only a day away. I know they're here right now. We're gonna do letters.
Nice.
If you want to reach the show, you can hashtag Weekly Planet Pod on Twitter, where we'll pick out a few, or email to us at get it to us at weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com.
Yeah.
You want to start, or do I
This
can
is from
start?
Josh Shevel. He said he's just come back from a stint of kung fu training at the Shaolin Temple in China.
Very good.
And he said listening to us was the perfect way to unwind after 6 to 8 hours of kung fu training every day. Now, initially, I
been
thought that
kicked in the head.
I thought, look, I won't lie to you. I initially was going to read this because I thought it said 6 to 8 hours of listening to our podcast while doing kung fu.
Amazing. So that's why you read it out.
Yeah, but it's still good. He wants to ask, do we have any martial arts experience or secret dreams of taking up a martial art?
I've always wanted to, but I never have.
Yeah.
I haven't been to fight in a long time, so
Right.
I'd probably get killed.
Sure, yeah, that's often my fear is being killed in the fight. I did jiu-jitsu for a few months,
Yeah.
but it was like daytime, and initially I had like heaps of time to go there, but then my schedule moved around and I didn't have any more time, and so like I slowly lost all the things that it's like learning another language.
Right, yeah,
where it's-
yeah. You
But
did that relatively recently.
Yeah, it was
I think
quite
it's
recently.
Recently,
I
is-
could still choke out a man.
Yeah, sure,
I feel
yeah.
like I could still do it. Yeah, it's just the confidence.
I think we
though.
talked about this on like an early show of
Yeah.
only one of these shows. Yeah, sorry, go on. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like learning a language because if you don't use it, you lose it.
You
Obviously,
snooze it. I think I would like to know just bare minimum of how to escape a fight. Just hit a
Yeah,
guy in
right.
the throat and leave.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I said.
I don't need to be able to do a roundhouse
There's a
kick.
thing in jiu-jitsu called a Granby, which is like a roll on the ground, like you sort of flip out, and it's like one of the most basic things, and I can't do it.
A roll on the ground. You can do a roll on the ground.
I can flail on the ground. It's not the same thing.
Just a forward roll?
No, it's different.
Like it's a shoulder roll?
Yeah,
I
sort
reckon
of.
I could do that.
Yeah, it's harder than you'd think.
I bet it's as easy
Yeah,
as I
but
think.
it's real easy. But I remember initially we started on that, and I'm like, I don't understand. Like I can it doesn't matter. Anyway,
When was the last time you were like nearly in a fight?
it was it was yesterday, but
Yeah.
I'll have to. That's an off-air conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
I'll say yeah.
I had a relatively recent one as well.
Oh, really?
Which we've talked about. A dude in a park.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I also find martial arts is like. It's like being a magician, like a magic trick.
Yeah.
Where you see somebody do it and you're like, oh, that's amazing. I'd love to learn how to do that. And then you realize it's literally hours of training
Yes.
over. And then you're like, oh, I don't want to enough.
No.
I really don't.
That's it.
Like somebody makes a coin appear out of nowhere and you're like, that's amazing. And then you're like, oh, it involves hours in front of a mirror
200
just doing
hours.
this,
Yeah.
doing this. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Just give me a little thing that I can put on my wrist and I push a button and fire comes out. That's all I want.
That's all you want. Yeah. I don't know. Fighting's no good. If you ever see a fight, it's never good. It's just scrappy, and one guy gets his shirt pulled over his head, and it's just it's never classy. Basically,
Yeah,
could
yeah.
be classier. I got a tweet here
I'm ready.
from Jeff Forehand. He's a very
Is he a tennis player?
Yeah, he is. Yes,
Does he have an arch nemesis called Johnny Backhand?
I
Is
believe
that-
so. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Reach out to us, Jeff, if you do. Do you think Sam Jackson will be de-aged at all through Captain Marvel? Is the technology good enough to do it for a whole movie? How much de-aging do you got to put on Sam Jackson?
Because he still looks pretty
He
good.
looks mostly the same.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I think you could just, if you keep his head shaved
Yes.
and just give him 2 eyes and maybe no beard, he'd probably
Yeah.
just look young enough.
I think they might do it. I think they might get him from like, what's an early Sam Jackson movie? Pre-Pulp
Jurassic
Fiction.
Park.
Jurassic Park, yeah.
He was in Coming to America.
Yeah, maybe they just get his Coming to America face.
Yeah.
And they put him on him like Ant-Man style.
Okay,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Maybe they give him hair?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Give him a flat top. It's
Yeah.
the 90s.
You know, speaking of what we were reading from earlier,
Sure.
apparently the new Nick Fury series is very good. I'm going to get into that. There's like big because in
Wasn't he trapped on the moon?
no, this is new. This is Nick Fury Jr.
Oh, right. Okay.
So Sam Jackson, Nick Fury,
Yes,
basically.
yes.
So it's like in the '60s there was Nick Fury Agents of Shield with old Nick Fury, and it
Right.
was like, and the artist was a guy called Jim Steranko, and it was all these weird psychedelic visuals, and they've kind of there's these really big crazy psychedelic splash pages in this new version. So I think they've kind of like they've taken the art style and they're like let's do a little homage.
Yeah,
Looks real good. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get into
Okay.
that.
Interesting.
Looks real, yeah.
Did you know that?
And then I'm gonna learn kung fu,
Wow.
and I'm gonna kick the ass of all of our listeners.
If I did martial arts,
Yes.
I'd have to give up going to the gym. Like I can't do both. Yeah.
Sure. Would you need to do both?
I don't think I couldn't win it. Like anybody with any slight training,
Yeah,
or even
right.
a guy who's my size could beat me up.
it's true. Yeah.
Dustin McMillan says, "Remember the 2000s movie when 2000s movies had really long intro title sequences?" Yes. I think Spider-Man started it, just going through DNA and webs and whatever.
Yeah.
They really did that for a long time, didn't they?
Yeah.
I hate it. Get on with it.
Yeah.
X-Men did it, going through DNA. Blade probably did it, going through blood. I don't know.
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah.
But I don't miss it.
Or garlic cloves. Like it was a spooky journey through like a patch of garlic, like a farm with a field of garlic cloves.
I remember them being like 4 minutes long.
So long.
Yeah.
X-Men. Oh.
X-Men still do it?
Yeah, I think they kind of do. Not
Yeah.
as badly.
Not as bad, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's the show, Mason.
We did it.
What do you think?
I think it is the show. You're correct.
Good.
Yeah.
Do you want to do the end of the show? That
Oh
bit?
yeah, well, you can find us at Weekly Planet Pod on Facebook and Gmail and Twitter and Bandcamp.
Yep.
And I'm at Wikipedia Brown on Twitter.
I'm at Mr. Sunday Movies.
Let's see, if you want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies. You can also go to the Amazon affiliate link in the episode description. If you want to buy a thing, buy a funny thing.
Buy a funny
What's a
thing.
funny thing?
Some
vintage 2004 Converse.
Yes,
You can buy Converse on Amazon.
Actually. Yeah, I'm going to
that'd
look
be-
up the price of that. Keep going.
Please do. You can just click on our link and we get a kickback somehow. Who knows? Who knows how that happens? Tees on tpublic.com. Thank you to the Brute and the Basilisk and Rackham for all our themes. If you want to, you should go to planetbcasting.com and sign up to our newsletter,
Correct.
which is great. Every time I get that, which is very late at night and I'm always awake,
Yeah.
I'm always like, man, Planet Broadcasting people get up to a lot
There's
of
a
stuff.
lot of good shows, live shows.
Yeah, thank you to Raw Collings who puts that newsletter together.
The best.
He's also at The Weekly Planet on Twitter.
The
He
best.
also makes little videos on YouTube.
Yes, he does.
Wow, you didn't say those were the best.
Oh, sorry, the best.
Thank you,
Sorry,
there
I
we
was
go.
looking at Converse. Everything he does is the best. He's
Everything
great.
else is the best.
Yeah. Next week, what's next? Oh, Defenders. We'll talk about some Defenders stuff. There's only 8 episodes, so we'll do spoilers and non-spoilers or whatever, but we'll try and bloody bang that out, Mason. I can't believe they're only doing 8. I'm so happy. I think this is going to be my last Marvel
I
Netflix.
feel maybe that's not going to be enough for me.
We'll see,
More-
won't
more
we?
than 8. That's only 2 episodes apiece per Defender.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's fine.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, a movie's only 2 hours long, isn't it? And how many people are in a movie?
Sometimes only a couple of people.
That's true, actually.
Yeah, isn't it? It's all...
Like that Ryan Reynolds movie.
I was just
Buried.
thinking the Ryan Reynolds movie Buried. I went Phone Booth and then the Ryan Reynolds movie Buried.
I was also thinking of the Blake Lively shark movie.
Oh, aren't they married?
Yes, they are.
Wow.
They both like
being trapped in small enclosed areas or very large open spaces with sharks.
correct.
Or
Yeah,
being on Green Lantern.
that's it. Thank you for listening, though. We appreciate it. And thank you for all the support as well. The really kind words that people have said. It means a lot to me. I don't care about anything, but I
Yep,
But
agreed.
this I do. It's just really nice. It's great. People are really awesome. Not you, Mason.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
I thought I was.
you're right.
I thought I was the best guy here.
So tick on that dog. All right, see you next week.
Grab that gem, you guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye. Oh, also, Caravan of Garbage this week is Defenders related. I should
Nice.
mention that. I'll link it below. It's a good one. I think it's a good one.
Okay.
I think it's
I
fun.
can't remember what we did.
It's
Oh, yeah, I remember.
it's fun.
Yeah, okay.
And it's kind of bad, but it's also a lot of fun.
Nice.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
All right, that's it for real.
Okay, bye.
This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates. I mean, if you want. It's up to you.